20. What kind of bender do you reckon Wendy Williams would be?
I need to look at her hands. Energy, to be honest,
that sounds like a transphobic
oh my
thing.
God, it does, yeah.
Like you do some phrenology on Wendy Williams to figure out what bending type.
If you're big in the Avatar fandom, you know, it's like there's a whole thing about your hands. Like their picture of like, oh, these are the bending hands.
That's not like canon though.
No, it's not canon. It's just based on character design, but like it's not canon. Energy wise, definitely not air, definitely not water. Between earth and fire,
I reckon
fire. I'm leaning.
But I don't want to go to the obvious trapping of like fire because you know she has like kind of an aggressive personality.
Yeah, she's ferocious.
I'd like to think there's more nuance to it.
Yeah,
and that
she'd be great as an air nomad.
Like a monk.
To all of them.
That's what kind of makes Aang so interesting though, because he has like this kind of dichotomy.
Yeah,
being like so childish and so powerful and sophisticated and like sort of restrained at the same time.
Yeah.
But I want to go back to that sort of. I love these sort of classifications that a lot of these fantasy realms go by. The Harry Potter sorting houses, if you would.
It's interesting you bring up Harry Potter.
Yeah, I know it's like one of the influences.
Yeah, in a way, very loosely.
But before we go down all that, I do want to say, it just seems to be like a fast track to get people to sort of just create just a fandom, just like, oh, what kind do you are? It's the fucking horoscopes of fiction.
It is.
This occurs in so many fantasy projects. It's kind of astounding.
It does, and I'll give it to Avatar because it was basically a thing before social media. It really existed in its way. So obviously that wasn't on purpose. However,
they purposely made it for the BuzzFeed articles.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think post 2010, anything that does that, absolutely.
Yeah, to the point where you've seen that one Tumblr post where it's just like, Divergent has been like scientifically created to sort of be like a really shallow
and it's really interesting because I don't
teen fiction,
I don't
like
love
dystopian fiction.
Exactly, and I don't love Divergent. I personally don't think that like it's very good regardless of books or films, but I don't think that that's the main problem with Divergent. I just think that Divergent was the one that stripped it down to its bare bones so much.
Yeah,
that they were
it took it so skeletally. It's almost postmodern in how sort of derivative it is. It's kind of incredible.
What's funny about it is like, it's funny the differences though, because say Harry Potter, you're sorted based on after you're born, you've lived the first like 10 years of your life, you've sorted on your strongest characteristic. But like, I know the house system has been criticized and whatever.
Literally everything about this franchise has been criticized to there and back.
Exactly, and it's like, but that's the basic rule of Harry Potter. Same with Divergent, in a way. It takes your strongest skills, which obviously, again, in Divergent, it fucks the plot up a bit.
Yeah.
Which, like, you know, is the point of Divergent. It's like, you can't be classified by one trait.
No.
Everyone has multiple traits.
Yeah.
What's different about, say, for example, Hunger Games, and where it's like, oh, what district would you be in? And it's like...
Yeah, they don't have enough...
they don't have a choice.
Yeah, they don't have enough classes. They don't have enough... what would you call them? When you separate them into four...
Oh, like the political
No.
I just mean like that graph style.
I guess. But where they separate you into 4 different categories, more or less.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they don't have like the categories for like... They don't have enough where it's based on class.
Yeah.
I think they could do that.
Well, also just like on birth. Like, yes, you could argue it's like, oh, but like Divergent, Harry Potter, those traits when you're born. But I also think that's like boring because that's like, oh, so there's no possibility for change. But in Hunger Games, it's literally just low location you're born. Or same with Avatar. Avatar, it's an inherent trait.
I don't see a lot of people though being like when they talk about the Hunger Games, they're like, oh, I'm totally from like District 12. Or
not now, but I remember on Tumblr.
Really?
Yeah. People will be like, I'm from 4 because Finnick's on 4 and they fish and stuff. It's like, yeah, you're not going to say you're from 11.
Did you ever take a quiz?
Probably, but I don't remember.
Which one do you reckon?
11.
11? Which one's 11?
The one with all the black people.
That's you. That's awesome.
I'm white.
Wait, which one am I?
I don't know. To be fair, saying about 11 is actually farmers.
Okay.
So, you know.
Do you reckon I'd be a farmer?
I don't know. We're Welsh.
I guess.
Or coal. Oh, we'd be 12. We'd both be 12.
We'd be in the mines.
Yeah, we'd be in the mines.
Well, you'd be in the mine. I would be at home, starving.
Yeah, you'd be at home, like dying of, what do they call it? The same thing.
Malnutrition?
Malnutrition, yeah.
Isn't this a beautiful depiction of our,
wow.
like... This is what they'd never get in like these romantic depictions of cottagecore. It's the
Yeah.
malnutrition and like the famine that
The
it
like
is.
yeast infections and like
Oh no, our well has been tainted. I guess we're gonna die.
yeah. So anyway, Avatar.
Anyway, Avatar. Wait.
Yeah.
Which
Bending?
which bender
Well,
are
that's the thing.
you?
Again, it's
Which
like,
fucking bender are you?
again, this is what I mean. Where it's like assign yourself one, do a quiz, and it's like the characters don't have a choice. But I do think it's like my hands are big. I'm a big guy. I've actually like done martial arts. I know my body's capabilities and
I know
personality
what I'm
wise.
capable
I know
of.
what I'm capable of. I do think Earth makes the most sense for me.
Yeah.
It's not the one I would necessarily choose.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to be a waterbender.
Yeah.
But I just know if I was in the
I know.
Avatar universe and I was a bender, because there's also a distinct possibility it could just not be one.
Yeah.
I'd be Earth.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. What do you think for you?
I don't know. I'm kind of tall, kind of lanky. I don't know if that
Yeah.
contributes to any specific sort of element.
I don't know.
I don't have it in me to be
Hands.
a monk. I don't think I don't think my
Yeah.
bald head looks good enough, to be
I
honest.
don't think.
I'm
But you're quite spiritual. You've been reading the Bible.
That's true. But kind of superficially though. I'm not really like absorbing it. I'm kind of reading it kind of cynically, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's kind of firebender coded, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's
I'd say you could be fire.
I reckon.
Because like, again, it's like it's not to equate it with personalities or anything.
Yeah.
Purely in the sense of like, you're quite strong-willed, and it's not to say like other things.
Yeah.
But like thinking of just like characteristics of like the firebending characters.
Yeah.
Like I would think of you more as like a mix between a Mai and a Ty Lee more than a Katara.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't have that in me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. Cool. That's us.
Sick.
Okay, so we just like talked about our friends for like, and this is like way too niche for like anyone else to care about.
Yeah. So we just got a good
but
15 minutes of talking.
but anyway, it's completely nebulous. But it's kind of cool to like sort of attach your personality to the elements.
Yeah. Especially because I think the thing is when we talk about generally these sort of classifications of characters, it's interesting. We're like, yeah, it's like, again, it's just the classic one to go to Harry Potter. It's like, oh, but they've got different traits, but they all go to the same school.
Yeah.
And like, same with Divergent, they all kind of coexist in a weird way.
Yeah.
Or like Hunger Games, they all partake in this one thing. Whereas I feel like the cultures in Avatar are so distinct.
Yeah.
It's not just, if you were in this world, it's not just, oh, I'd be able to move rocks. It's like, no, you'd be imbued in that culture.
Yeah. That's like so surprising as well for like the most childish of all of these, like quote unquote, like in terms of like the marketing, it was like released on Nickelodeon. It somehow comes out way more mature than any of the other ones.
I think this is, it's like, I'll just give the game away. This is like one of my favorite shows of all time. I think it's one of the best shows of all time, not even just animated. And I think that a lot of it is because of the maturity of it. And like, I know we haven't yet to actually discuss the show like in detail how it
we
made
will.
and so on.
We will when we go into
will.
the specific of
But
the episode.
just speaking about like children's animation in general, I kind of mentioned this.
We haven't mentioned.
Yeah, last week.
We're doing Nicktoons.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Nickelodeon season.
Yeah.
Also,
we're going to be like 20 minutes.
Also, because Viv is still yet to have jaw surgery in our timeline. By this point, you're listening to this. She'll have had it a month ago, but we are recording this so far in advance, just in case she needs more time to recover.
Yeah, so it's like December where you are, but right now it's October for
Yeah,
us.
it's still October.
Yeah.
And yeah, so just to
this will be fun. We all grew up on Nicktoons, so this will be fun.
Yes, exactly. It's just a nice little winter, the weather's shit.
I am sick to death of watching hour-long adult dramas. Okay, I need some drawings to look at.
I need some drawings.
But
and like it's winter, it's dark. What do you want to do? You want to catch up and watch some cartoons.
Yeah.
So we are talking about Nickelodeon shows because that's kind of like what we grew up on. I'd say pretty confidently. It's definitely more of a Nick kid.
That and CBBC basically.
Yeah, CBBC. We'll do CBBC at some point. Oh, that's way more niche.
Yeah. Because I didn't really have Disney. I didn't have it in my house. I did have it at like relative's house, and I'd always pop it on. Or it's like,
Yeah. I had Disney. There are like some distinct Disney shows I remember watching,
yeah,
but I preferred Nickelodeon.
yeah. Well, we're going to be covering like quite a big expanse of these shows. Like some of these have like quite a lot in common, and but this one's like kind of a standout. But this one seems like it's kind of a good introduction because we're both incredibly fond of it.
Oh
So
yeah, exactly. And before we get into more about Avatar and like our history with it, I just want to say about how one of the reasons I think that this show has lasted so long is because of its maturity. Of when you go back to it,
yeah,
you do see so much that a child wouldn't notice. And I think it's interesting because I was speaking to my parents about this the other day. We were just talking about children's media, and I was saying about how a lot of children's media now is considered overstimulating. Obviously, not a lot of children are even watching television; they're watching
yeah.
like YouTube. And again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that
I
by
mean,
default.
yeah. I mean, we were doing the same
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. I'm not saying that by default is a bad thing, but I think it's so interesting that like looking at this show specifically, Avatar, and thinking like, wow, yeah, it's mature, but it's slow. It's very story driven. Yes, it's episodic. There are episodes that you can just watch in
Hmm.
isolation, but there is an overarching story. There's character development,
Yeah, it's
and
incredible just because it was able, at least in the first season, is definitely way more episodic than
yeah,
season 2 and 3, book two
book
and
2 and
three.
3.
But they still managed to like sprinkle in like a progression of it. And by the time book 2 and 3 were coming out, they were leaning way more hard on like the continuous storytelling of it,
Yeah.
and able to like build it up to a very satisfying conclusion.
Well, that's one of the things. In terms of its development, is that it was greenlit for 3 seasons out of the gate,
Yeah.
so they were able to actually take their time to
Could you
develop.
imagine?
I know. Again, yeah, that would not happen nowadays. It
No.
didn't happen again with Korra.
I know. That's
So
insane. Could you
yeah,
like
like,
imagine like hitting it this hard out of the park?
and then the next time you make a show, they're like, you get 1 season.
Yeah.
And
It
one of the
almost
biggest
it's
complaints about Korra is,
yeah, it
and
almost
I'm saying this,
exposes
yeah,
the flaws in that sort of system.
exactly. Like I'm just saying this now. I fucking love Korra. We'll maybe touch on it a little bit, but that's not what this episode's
We're going to be
about.
touching on all the adjacent
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, we'll eventually like have it'll have its own episode eventually. But I love Korra. But yeah, even one of the criticisms I will give it is there isn't much flow between seasons 1 and 2 because they didn't know they were gonna get another season.
Yeah.
And then season 3 and 4 are considered so much better because they were like, you get 2 more seasons. They
Yeah.
could actually give it a storyline.
Yeah.
And I would this show would be so much like Avatar, The Last Airbender now, would be so much lesser in storytelling, in my opinion,
Mm.
if they weren't given the green light for you can do the whole story over this
Yeah.
time.
No,
I mean,
absolutely.
streaming has basically killed that. Like I'll just outright say, like I think streaming's to blame for that. Netflix's model specifically. I mean, we're both very fond of Mike Flanagan,
Mm.
very acclaimed in the horror space, especially for his miniseries. And the one time he wanted to do a multi-series project, Netflix cancelled it before
Mm.
season 2 could happen. So now there's just an unfinished story. And he worked for Netflix for fucking years.
Mm.
He was like one of Netflix's heavy hitters in terms
Yeah.
of content. And yet they couldn't even
It,
give
yeah,
him the fucking respect.
it just
and
shows like
stuff.
they have there's like no security in any of these
No.
like streaming sites.
Exactly. And you know, obviously
I'm not saying like the previous model of like networks was perfect or anything, but at
No.
least there was like there at least seemed to be like more of a want to try things out. Even early on with like Netflix or streaming things, their whole deal was that they were trying new things.
Yeah.
But now there's sort of like now that they're the dominant model and now that they got to adhere to their like their shareholders and stuff, it's just like it's just a constant drive for profit.
Especially because it's not based on, like you said about the shareholders, it's not based on audiences. And I understand it's like, oh, well, you can have a strong fandom, but like, who's to say if that'll bring the money in? But look at Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad wasn't considered
Mm.
that commercially successful early on, but their goal wasn't to create something that was like for everyone. It was like, oh, but it'll have a strong fan base.
Mm.
And it did. And then eventually it became a heavy hitter
Yeah.
because that strong fan base was allowed to be invested. And you know, I don't remember the last time I watched like a Netflix series, and I mean, like, obviously there's like Squid Game, but I think that's kind of a different case
Yeah.
because not only is it a foreign show, it wasn't kind of expected to get like that much development. Like Squid Game could have just been one series.
Yeah.
It's not something that it kind of ended on a cliffhanger, but like it didn't need series 2 and 3.
Mm.
But the amount of Netflix shows where I'm just like, I'm not going to watch this and get invested in it. And because I've had a show cancelled on me before, and Sense8, and granted, we got a finale for that, but I genuinely think that's only because it's the Wachowskis.
Yeah.
Like, how many shows get cancelled before? And can you imagine fucking Avatar got cancelled book 2?
I think the through line between all the things that are getting successful on Netflix is it's made in Korea.
Okay. It's big in Korea.
It's big in Korea. I mean, so was Avatar. It's made in there.
Yeah, yeah, it was animated in Korea.
Yeah, it was. But before we go into like even further into the actual production of it, do you remember like first watching it? Do you have any fond memories of it?
I don't remember first watching it, but I do remember a rewatch I did. So I definitely like knew about it.
Yeah.
I don't think I had watched it all the way through. I think I'd only seen like bits. But there was a time then where I must have been in year 4 or 5, so like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So I think it was when the show was coming to an end, they decided to re-air the whole thing. So like after school, like 4 p.m. Monday to Friday, they would show an episode, and me and my brother would come in, sit down in the living room, and watch that episode. And I remember. I don't remember like the first experiences of watching a lot of book 1 and book 2, but I from that watch remember seeing like the Southern Raiders for the first time, the bloodbending episode for the first time, and like that was the period then where I got really invested, and I'm pretty sure that must have been leading up to the finale.
Yeah, I don't remember first watching it. It was kind of just one of those shows that was constantly on like reruns.
It
like,
was, yeah.
Book 1 and 2 specifically, I remember being constantly. Book 1 was on. There was a ton of reruns being played. I don't think I properly rewatched the whole thing till like years and years later when I was showing someone. And it was strange because it was like we didn't get book 3 until like much later than the US. I think it was like a year or 2 maybe. Or something, because I think I remember seeing book 3 spoilers basically on YouTube, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? How is it out there?
Yeah, because you just don't understand.
Yeah, because I was like quite young at the time, and that was just like kind of surreal. But I do remember watching the finale because it was like I know they released the last 4 episodes like
I'm pretty sure it was
concurrently, didn't they? Just like straight away.
Movie.
Yeah.
Because it's Sozin's Comets. But yeah.
I remember watching that in like one night ago, but it was so out of order. That is like one of the big downsides of watching like broadcast telly. If you're watching like something serialized and you miss like an episode, or if it's being run out of air, like a lot of the time it was over here, you just kind of have to put them together in your head, and if you miss an episode, it's kind of just like, oh well. But yeah, it was like years and years later. I didn't see it. I had very fond memories though. I loved watching, like rewatching it all the time. I think I rewatched it in my teens at one point all the way through. It might have been like a big rewatch thing, like you were saying when they like played it all another. Then I rewatched it with an ex-girlfriend, and that was wonderful.
Yeah, I've rewatched this show multiple times, and relatively recently, within the last like 2 or so years, definitely since COVID, because I remember that's when it was COVID when I started reading the comics. So Avatar has some very famous comic series that takes place after the show, by Dark Horse, I believe.
Yeah,
and it addresses a lot of the things that follow in the show. They
published also the art book. That's where I got quite a lot of the research for this as well.
Cool. Yeah.
It's a really, really good one. It goes into a ton of depth of like the beginning process of them doing it, and like they have like a ton of the really early sketches. It's fascinating.
Yeah, so cool. And yeah, from there I remember watching a lot of it before Korra aired. I remember Korra starting, which is wild.
I remember us getting hyped about that.
Yeah, and you know, again, it's a separate show. It's a sequel show, and people have their opinions, and that's fine. I'll fight for
That's
Korra.
fine.
That's fine.
That's fine to have your opinion.
Some people have wrong opinions.
I gotta say though,
It's like, oh, she's a Mary Sue.
I remember really liking Korra, but I haven't revisited it.
I think Korra,
Just because I remember it being a bit of a mess, and it would be
is.
kind of hard to go back to it, but I do want to at some point.
I'd be lying if I didn't say that Korra isn't like, it doesn't have more problems as a show. Of course it does. But also I think that a lot of the criticisms are because people were expecting the same show.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, it's an entirely different show, entirely different cast. There are things I'll criticize it for, absolutely. But I definitely think people were too harsh on it. I think, again, like Avatar, The Last Airbender, so I keep defaulting to Avatar, but they're both Avatar. Like The Last Airbender, it's a mature show with mature themes. And I think that they were sort of, because of the network, stuck in a weird in-between until Series 3 happened with Korra, and, it was moved basically to online streaming for Nick, which then meant they could actually do more story-wise. At least, like, partially. There was still some stuff they were restricted on. Lesbians.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so I read the Avatar comics. I haven't read all the Korra ones. Maybe when we do a Korra episode, I'll actually do that.
We've read some of the books.
Yeah? Oh, yeah, I've got the books. So, yeah, around the same time, the FCE books started coming out. So he wrote prequel books for, so far, 2 books about Avatar Kyoshi and 2 about Avatar Yanchen.
You only have one on Yamcha, though, don't you?
I haven't got the second one yet. I will get it. I really like them. And I just really like this universe. As much as I say that, there is like... I can talk about this now. I really like this universe, except for the live action versions, and also I kind of never want to see anything from them ever again in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I my kind of rule is just like, what the fuck is the point? This is just the most shallow cash grab of an idea.
Yeah.
But also, on the other hand, maybe this universe is genuinely really interesting.
I mean,
it could use like a good expansion, and maybe even like with the right actors, with the right directors and such. They could really expand on this, but they seem to have done the opposite and just condensed it.
Yeah.
They've squashed every bit of life that it had in it.
I mean, yeah, fuck it. Let's talk about the live action now. Before we, this is the longest we've gone without talking about production. But I kind of like that. Yeah, I fucking hate the live action show. I remember seeing the live action movie by M. Night Shyamalan when I was young.
Yeah, and you're weirdly a defender of it.
Yeah, it's bad. Do not get me wrong. It is bad. It is a bad movie, regardless.
It's your love of M. Night Shyamalan.
I do love M. Night Shyamalan.
Taking over.
But like, I do like the story of like I made it like with his kids in mind, which is even more funny when you think about it, because it's like I like to think his kids watching it and just being
what the fuck?
Oh shit. But yeah, there are some bits where you could see that at least it had heart in it, and I mean that genuinely. For all the faults in that movie, I find the ending of Aang bending the tidal wave genuinely moving.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about it. To the point where I think that the ending of the live action directly recreating the show of the live action series was weaker, but that's fine because everything in the live action series was weaker. I wish it didn't fucking exist. This is one thing I have a surprising amount of vitriol on. I messaged you the other day saying I fully forgot Netflix made a live action series.
Yeah, we watched it together.
Yeah, we watched half of it together, and then I finished the other half. I fucking hate that show. If you like it, power to you. I watched it maybe with a cynical mind, but hoping I would at least enjoy it. I think it is soulless, and I think it really, like, people say about like, oh, why does live action remakes exist, but then they make a fuck ton of money, like How to Train Your Dragon. Even I saw that in cinemas, although granted, it was like months later. By the time I saw it, it already broke the bank.
Yeah.
And it is just, but this is the first time I feel like it's happened with something I cared so much about that when I watched it, I didn't see like, oh, it's that they're doing that bit, but it's in live action and it's got special effects or anything. I hated being pandered to.
Yeah.
And I remember the moment, there's a fucking myriad of problems. It's just like, oh, what if we expanded this? What if we showed the genocide of the Airbenders? What if we showed what happened before? Or what if we got all these storylines from later seasons and put them in one episode? And the bit that broke me was, I think this was when we were watching it together still. And you could correct me if I'm wrong, because you'll know the scene. and it's a flashback scene with Iroh. And anyone
Oh
who's
yeah, I know the one you're
anyone
talking
who's
about.
watched this show loves Iroh. And like obviously of General Iroh in the pilot and episodes with the episodes we're gonna go in depth on today, he is voiced by Marco, who passed away later in the show's run.
Mm.
And one of the any fan of Avatar will know this, that there's a song that Marco sings called Leaves from the Vine that is used later in the show. That is the final words of him before he passed that were recorded. So by that point, he'd already been replaced as a voice actor. He'd already passed, but they used his versions of those lines for that episode, and it's a very moving and iconic moment. I mean, I fucking cry every time I watch it.
Yeah.
And in the show, they give more backstory on the story of General Iroh and his son, who, the show the cartoon tells you that his son died in war, not directly, but you piece it together.
Yeah.
And there was like a memorial, I assume, after the death of his son in the show. It was a flashback.
Yeah.
And I remember saying out loud, oh, can you imagine if they play Leaves from the Vine in this? And the fucking background music they do is the melody of Leaves from the Vine. And I genuinely was so pissed off, because I genuinely was just like, this feels like someone watched the show and was like, oh, how can we... It felt scientifically conducted. And I don't know who worked on it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they did have heart, and they were like, we're giving Iroh more stuff. Let's play the song associated with him. But I just found it fucking disrespectful. I don't know if I'm too vitriolic on it.
No, I despise it. The only thing I like about that show is Zuko.
Yeah,
I like the guy who plays Zuko. I think he does a fun job.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like him drawing. I think that's cute. I remember I was watching it. And just
like, oh, he draws.
Thinking that was very, very cute.
But I remember the last two episodes we watched was like a two-parter where they were like in the city. Not Ba Sing Se, I can't remember.
Fucking,
Or Oma City?
It's the one with Danny Pudi.
Yeah, Amachi, maybe? I can't remember. They were getting like fucking 5 different plot lines in one. It was a mess. It was
and every time we were thinking just like, they can't add more. Then they did. Yeah. It's spectacular.
What do you mean they're doing
Okay, we should move on now, because we were just bitching about that.
Okay,
so
I've got my rant out about that.
Okay, so your ranking is Last Airbender, Korra, the movie,
and then the show. Deadass, yeah. Is your ranking the same, or would you genuinely put the show above the movie? I know you didn't finish the show, but like.
But yeah, sure, why not?
Yay.
I don't care. I feel vindicated. There you go. I do want to say, because I was being vitriolic, if anyone does listen and like the show, great. I'm genuinely glad you do, because I would have loved to have. I'm glad.
No, I don't mean
I'm
like that.
glad. No, I do.
Okay, fair. Because like I'd love to.
If you like that show, you're a big dum dum who doesn't like good media.
I'm not saying.
Read a book. Watch some movies. I don't know, man.
watch the live action Last Airbender movie by M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
See what real culture looks like. No, it's to the point where, and I'm saying this as someone, like I said, I've read the comics for Avatar, not Korra, but I will read them eventually. I've read most of the books. I love this franchise. And like, they got a new animated film coming out supposedly in January.
Yeah,
I'll believe it when I see it.
No,
like, whatever. Anything, unless they're shadow dropping it. But it's to the point where part of me is apprehensive, and like,
I'm not even apprehensive. I just don't really care.
Yeah.
If it's good, that's great. But the Last Airbender is just like the Last Airbender is just its own thing.
I think
now.
That's what my thing is. I don't care to see more.
Yeah,
about Aang's
this
group.
is what we were saying, like, kind of early on with like these sort of shows. It's the constant need for more.
Yeah,
there's never a satisfaction with what's already there. Yeah. There's always going to be, oh, when's the next thing? There's never an appreciation. I'm like, don't get me wrong, I love it when we're able to expand on certain things, and like creators are able to like go back into a world. But most often than not, it's so cynical and just so shallow. And then it comes with all the backlash that is generally expected.
I mean, we see that in Korra in a way. Like, Korra, obviously, there's a time skip. Most of the characters in the show are dead.
Yeah.
And there's a storyline of Aang favored Tenzin, his oldest son, because he was an airbender. No, not his oldest son, his youngest son. Bumi was Aang's first son, and he wasn't an airbender. So Bumi felt left out. And everyone's like, oh, a character assassination. And it's like, no, they gave Aang a flaw as an adult.
There's like a constant thing with like certain fandoms of just like how characters are portrayed.
Yeah.
And it's like, when a show's done, that's it. Just like wipe your hands. There's like, you can go away and just love what it is. But if you need to like continuous story. You need arcs. You
Yeah.
need things to occur, and for that, you need to like put characters under certain situations that sort of
Yeah.
like really put them to the test, and that pisses off a lot of people because the reactions that
Yeah.
they get out of them aren't necessarily what they've had in their
It's-
heads for years.
It's weirdly like the romance problem of you've got a show or a film or a book or whatever building up to a romance, and when the couple get together, then what do you do?
Yeah.
And it's always like forced conflict and
Yeah, you get
always
together in
that problem.
season 3 and you have 5 more left. You're
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
like-
fucked.
Yeah. So you know, if they were like they were doing a thing about the Avatar after Korra, I think I'd be more interested. Even then, it would have to be like
Either after or before.
even
Like
before,
way
yeah.
before. Just
Go back.
leave these.
Go back to a
Yeah, do it.
completely different one because like there's fucking hundreds.
It
And
doesn't even have to
hundreds
be
of
like
them.
a Kyoshi one.
Yeah,
It could
it
be like
doesn't-
one of the even earlier ones.
Just make one up.
I know people like harp on. We're not even talking about the show. We're just talking
Right,
about
okay.
the. No. I want to finish this
No,
part
no,
though.
no, yeah.
But my favorite part of season 2 is like when they go back to like the origin story. I think that stuff was great.
For Avatar 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think most people agree that that's like the highlight of season 2.
Yeah, just being able to explore more of the spiritual aspects of the show.
Yeah.
That's just like a massive well that they could dive in and just explore. Because one of the myriad of like great things about the show is just like the combination and like the exploration of like Eastern philosophies and how
Yeah.
they mix with sort of Western ones. But they could just do like so much stuff with it.
Genuinely, they can. And I feel like, you know, Korra was interesting because it showed advancements of
Yeah.
like a post-war society.
Mm.
But honestly, even something about Roku, a pre-war society, a society on the verge of war, or a completely unnamed avatar. Who was the avatar after 1?
Yeah.
The second avatar, and how did they deal with the whole
Yeah.
reenaction sort of thing?
Uh,
And yeah, if I think it just goes to show that like we're both very fond of this world franchise. The fact that like
I'm sure
honestly,
I forgot how much I love the show
like-
before coming back to this because I was just like, oh yeah, this will be fun. I started watching clips and then like the music started swelling.
Oh, yeah.
There's something about this music. I was genuinely I
One
was bawling.
one of my first notes was in the first episode, The Boy in the Iceberg, Katara's opening monologue, followed by like, one day I think the Avatar will return and he'll save the world, with the empty cliff that Aang is usually on, and then the musical sting.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking chills.
Yeah, no,
Genuinely.
honestly.
And before we go into the production, ironically, I know what you've been. We usually
But
start with
before we
production.
do that,
I mean this to say, genuinely, if you've like, hopefully, I imagine people who listen to this will have probably seen the whole show. But if you haven't and you've genuinely only seen like the first couple episodes, watch the whole show. It's fantastic. And I'm saying this now. It's like none of this whole like, oh, would you greenlight? Would you rewatch it? I'm going to rewatch it, even if I don't do it now. It is not a if.
this is
it
like
is a when.
this is like an art project that I go back to every
Yes.
couple of years.
This is inevitable. It's to the point where it's like, even if I don't rewatch it for another 20 years, when I have children, they're watching Avatar.
This is the one piece of media you're gonna
Yeah.
force them to. This is your Star Wars.
Yeah, okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
But yeah, not being around the bush and talking about rather than the first episode,
yeah,
the whole fucking show
Yeah,
and
let's-
its sequel.
yeah,
Let's talk about the production. I don't get
yeah.
my phone. I don't do phone notes anymore.
Oh yeah, you got like actual physical notes.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass to write them, but
I mean, it's probably like sticks in your
yeah,
mind
exactly. It
more. It's better
genuinely
than
does.
me. And then just like sort of
Scrolling.
yeah, just like me just scrolling.
You're not addicted to your phone. You're addicted to scrolling. The act of scrolling.
I am addicted to scrolling. I don't care. I like scrolling. I like moving my thumb.
I was gonna say something really stupid. I'm
Go
just
on.
like, I wonder if there's a connection now where like kids don't have dexterity and they're overthinking this because they're scrolling.
No, they just have incredibly opposable thumbs.
Yeah,
we'll
they
be
can
able
do
to use
wild
this.
shit.
This is actually training them to get used to the military where they fire with their thumbs. Yeah.
Sorry, 2 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, throat.
It's fascinating because like I kind of knew the creators before going into this. Obviously, they showed up in every episode, but I've never actually seen any
Yeah.
footage or even photographs of them. So it's interesting, like actually seeing them.
Yeah, it was because again I tiered them as well.
Mike DiMartino and Brian. Go on.
I'm still recovering from choking on Pepsi Max. Konitsko.
Konetsko. Awesome.
So if I said it wrong, sorry.
I watched like 3
Yeah.
documentaries, and he said his name every time, and
I'm pretty confident on it.
Okay. Well, if you're Mike, Brian, if you got any problems, come on here and beat me. I will accept it. Yeah. So these 2 guys, they met at the Rhode Island School of Design.
Yeah, during a Halloween party.
Yeah.
Halloween has yet to happen for us.
Yeah. Fun fact: Rhode Island School of Design. If I'm not wrong, I might be wrong. That's where the Chris France and David Byrne from Talking Heads met.
Oh, really?
So there you go.
That's funny.
2 separate legends from 2 very different fields. So, you know. But
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
And yeah, they met at a Halloween party, but then they worked together on a student film.
Mm-hmm.
And they later, separately, moved to LA.
Yeah, they both worked on animation, didn't they?
Yeah, they wanted to pursue careers in animation. Varying results.
Yeah, they worked on a couple of things, namely, this one's for you, Garen, Family Guy. So there you go.
Yeah, that's generally true.
Garen doesn't actually like Avatar that much, so I'm hoping this will trick him into watching it.
Imagine being wrong.
I know.
Sorry, Garen, but like...
No, he's constantly wrong.
I was being nice.
He gave fucking Perfect Blue like 3.5. It's ridiculous. He gave it the same as the Willies.
Yeah, but the Willies microwaved a dog.
That is true.
That was funny.
Would you have like? Do you think he'd like Perfect Blue if there's a microwave dog in it?
Yeah.
All right.
Imagine if there was. Hell of a coincidence. Anyway.
I love bringing up personal beef on this thing.
Yeah, so another peek behind the curtain. This will be even funnier in 2 months' time when this episode is out. Do you remember a couple episodes ago when I called out our friends for talking about Clarkson's farm?
Oh, yeah.
The episode came out, and that came back to bite me, because one of our friends messaged me. It was like, oh, well, sorry.
Well, she should be.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
Anyway, love our friends who listen.
Yeah,
They're our biggest fans.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
And
love
if you
you.
listen and you know...
Also, happy birthday, Sam. This is not your birthday right now, but it was.
It is now. We're recording this on his birthday.
He loves Avatar. He saw the music live. So...
I know. I'm fucking fuming about it. Can I read you my final note?
Yeah.
Right. It's like Legacy. We talked about these pretty much. Legend of Korra. M. Night Shyamalan movie. Live action. Series on Netflix. Prequel novels by FCE. Video games. Mostly bad, but there's a new fighting game coming out. Animated film due in January. Concert that our fucking friends went to. I'm so jealous.
I can't believe that. I was watching videos about that and I was just like, wait, this fuck, man.
Yeah. Like, not that it's like, oh, you should have invited us. Not that. I just wish I knew it existed.
Yeah, I know. We would have gone separate. I mean, he got annoyed by some kids, so, you know.
Probably for the best, yeah.
What, for the...
No, that we didn't.
Oh, right.
No. Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, we're super jealous. So, if you are listening to this one, Sam, happy birthday for...
Happy birthday
2 months ago.
2 months ago.
Yeah. But
right.
yeah, they made a short, Atomic Blood.
Yes.
But nobody picked it up.
And then Konitsko went to work on Invader Zim.
Yeah, which I want to cover in the future.
Yeah, I'm surprised we're not actually, but like we're kind of limiting ourselves in these seasons to 5 at most.
Yeah.
So
I want to do a section of cult shows. So I think that definitely falls under that category.
That's completely fair.
I've seen people say this is a cult show, and I think this is too big to be a cult show personally. But maybe that's just me in my bubble. Do you?
I'm split. I probably wouldn't think of it as that, but I think that's because we watched it at the time. I wonder, like, if there is a subsection where this, like, lots of people didn't know about this maybe until after the fact.
Maybe.
So maybe it is. It's just we both happened to watch it.
Yeah.
As it did, essentially. So when Invader Zim was cancelled, the pair decided to work on a coming-of-age story and to pitch it to Nickelodeon, the head of Eric Coleman, who obviously Brian had a relationship with because he already worked with Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
So they pitched it, and the network wasn't interested.
Yeah.
Because they wanted more of a Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter show in terms of they wanted something that was non-violent action and had lore and legends around it.
Okay, just to clarify, was this the concept where they had like a robot monkey?
The robot monkey is Atomic Love.
Oh, that was Atomic Love?
Well, yeah, so Atomic Love is the short that they made, and they built the designs for Aang and like a
Yeah,
lot of the
because they
characters
like
off of those.
a bunch of like the concept of that were just like sort of reintegrated
Repurposed.
into.
Like there was a monkey boy with an arrow on his head and a staff, which
Yeah,
is like very clearly becomes Aang.
yeah.
And
I never made that connection because he is kind of monkey like, isn't he?
yeah, weirdly, it's so interesting because if they kept that attribute of him,
Mm.
it's like considering,
It's like quite Journey to the West.
yeah, I was gonna say Journey to the West, considering like say other cult animated shows like Dragon Ball.
Well, that's not really a
And,
culture.
like,
That's just a huge anime.
That's huge anime. Okay, yeah, yeah, but you see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
No, I completely understand. I was looking at like a bunch of the influences for it, and they never they mentioned like anime. They specifically in one of them they mentioned Gainax,
yes,
which is interesting. Miyazaki,
Miyazaki was another.
Hong Kong kung fu movies,
Yeah,
but and just like sort of general anime. But they never mentioned like Dragon Ball, which I
Yeah.
thought was like kind of interesting. Maybe they thought like maybe the similar concepts are kind of similar and they didn't want to get sued, I see a ton of Dragon Ball influence on this.
I do as well. I think specifically in like Dragon Ball specifically now, not even Z.
Yeah.
Like specifically
Yeah,
Dragon
like
Ball.
OG Dragon Ball, like
Yeah.
Journey to the West, like
Style,
adaptation.
adventure, like traveling between different places, meeting
Mm.
different characters.
Yeah,
sort
that's
of-
and like specifically that version with like I know it gets changed later on, but like the sort of the mixture between fantasy and science fiction that they often do within
Yeah.
Dragon Ball. I
Yeah.
thought it's just kind of interesting.
It is very interesting.
Maybe it was subconscious like influence, but
Maybe, especially seeing as, this was the 90s at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah, I thought it was cool that they name dropped Gainax as well.
Yeah.
They got that Evangelion influence.
But no, I thought it was really interesting, specifically talking about the fact that, like, in that Atomic Love influences, even animal hybrids, that was an idea that carried over from Atomic Love. And I think that's one of the avatars, like, not like defining in sense like everyone thinks about it.
Yeah, no,
But,
it's like a key element.
Yeah, when people think of Avatar, it's like Appa, the sky bison,
Yeah.
Momo, Lima, Bat, his name.
Yeah, he's like a bat thing.
Bat Lima, yeah. Or like even just the side ones, like the turtle ducks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like they obviously stick out, but they feel so at home in this world.
Yeah.
they
And then
really like
just-
shape it.
Then there's just eagles
Yeah,
sometimes.
then sometimes there's just eagles, some
Yeah.
fish.
Some fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you can't
They
have
all
everything.
be merged.
Yeah, that'd be a bit much.
Yeah.
Got any favorites?
What I like in I mean I would die for Appa.
Yeah.
I would lay
You
my
love the
life on the
bisons.
fucking line. Oh yeah, I mean when the baby bisons are in Korra,
Oh,
it's
there
like
you go.
oh
The plural for bison
Is
is
bison,
guy.
Yeah, I fucking love Appa, but I think their designs are really cool. Like the animal designs
Mm.
are really functional.
Mm.
Like I found it weirdly enough in the unaired pilot with Momo fighting the eagle.
Yeah.
I found how they use his merged features really interesting.
Yeah.
Like him swooping down and wrapping his tail around to like loop behind the eagle
Mm.
and doing things that like if he was just a regular bird or bat,
Yeah.
like he wouldn't be able to do.
It's the fucking apex predator now.
Momo, the apex predator.
Momo, the apex predator.
They had other inspirations though.
Yeah.
Specifically more in terms of how they got to the lore. They watched a documentary on the Trans-Antarctic
They
expedition.
did. I did see about that.
Yeah.
I guess that's where they got a lot of the influence for the
Southern Water
Yeah,
Tribe.
the Southern Water Tribe.
Yeah, and that the idea of coming up with the Southern Water Tribe, then kind of
Because that was like
springboarded.
that was like the genesis of like,
Yeah, it's springboarded then of like, well, if we've got these like water people, what if they were terrorized by fire people?
Mm.
Oh, and what if they were then saved by an air nomad?
It's so cool when you can just sort of pinpoint exactly where that would sort of bridge off to.
When the idea clicked.
Yeah, because like for like a world this expansive, it's kind of hard to imagine like where we would even begin, and it just to be like, oh yeah, it started from like people like people from the South Pole, they get attacked by someone from a different element.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because that's where the story starts as well. It's not even.
Yeah.
It's like it's just a strong opening for a story without any of the extra lore.
Mm.
It's just a kickoff, and then you can sort of piece things in throughout. Then, so obviously they were like Nickelodeon wanted something inspired by Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter in terms of the vibe, but they didn't want to just do a fucking British thing. Like, inspired by British.
Honestly, that's the best decision anyone could make.
Yeah, I genuinely think one of the reasons this show is so successful, at least like within our sort of bubble, is the fact that they used Asian influences. Because unless you watched anime, which as a child I didn't understand anime.
Yeah.
Like, I watched one of my favorite shows, one of my hyperfixation, like my one major hyperfixation, really, other than
I say
musicals.
under.
Viv says as she sits under my Digimon shrine, and it's like I'm fucking. I'll include this in the Instagram. I mean it. It is a shrine.
Yeah.
So
I've gone to actual churches with that preaching us.
Viv spent a full day with me in Japan, multiple days with me in Japan, where I desperately searched for Digimon.
It's okay.
Last day,
I dragged you to every single fucking
musical shop.
Yeah, like every single.
Yeah, but I watched Digimon in multiple parts on YouTube, and one of the reasons I'm so nostalgic for the Japanese soundtrack is because sometimes it'd just be in a different language. It's like I click an episode to be in Japanese, and I didn't understand that like that was the original. So I feel like as a child, I mean, there's still people who think Avatar is counted as an anime.
Yeah, it's kind of a blurry line. There's been a ton of debate recently as well about even what is an anime, because like a ton of it is just being fully animated in Korea.
Yeah,
and if it's in Korea, is it an anime?
Well, because a lot of people assume like anime is specifically Japan.
Yeah,
but then
I mean,
what
anime
really is
was just like a shortened version of Japanimation.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's become so expansive, and just the influences are like so clearly rooted in anime.
Yeah, especially I mean, even especially influenced with the Asian mythology.
Yeah.
Of course it was going to get compared. And, like I said, as a child, you don't know what an anime is unless you're very cued in.
Yeah.
So,
well, they use them for influence.
Yeah, exactly. So it makes sense that a child like us would watch this and be like, oh, wow, I've never seen like this style before.
This is like the weed of anime.
It's a gateway anime.
It's a gateway anime.
Honestly, yeah. If someone was like, what do I watch to get into anime? Avatar is a good answer.
Yeah. You saw on that, and before you know it, be huffing lines of Neon Genesis
Evangelion. Neon Genesis.
That is like the most fucked up thing you can get into. Yeah.
That's fair. They went all out with the pitch of this show then.
Yeah.
They pitched the character designs, the character descriptions, the bending system, the full series plot, which is what I think helped them get 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Because it's such a compelling story.
Yeah.
How could you not then? How could you sit there and listen to like he's the last of his kind and he's going against like this warlord and not be like, yeah, have as many as
yeah, because they were saying that's everything you shouldn't do in a pitch. Yeah. But obviously they were being so compelling that Eric Coleman.
Yeah, Eric Coleman.
Well, it was just like,
I genuinely can imagine like their passion for this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I love hearing people talk about their hyperfixations. And if I was in a business model where I was just like, oh yeah, this shit could also make a ton of money.
Yeah.
So yeah, a teaser was shown at Comic-Con 2004, which is kind of blew my mind. Like kind of going back to just like, well, not just the teaser, but like Comic-Con 2004.
Yeah.
I kind of forget.
Well,
like, those
the
things
pilot
existed.
episode was done in 2003. I got written
down.
Yes,
so. 2003. Yeah. They were given 3 seasons right off the bat. So.
Yeah, because they basically spent like an entire year doing this 15-minute pilot episode, which is quite hard to come across, at least without the a good copy of it without the commentary on top of it.
It's not like the Buffy situation where the pilot was kind of hated by the creators and hidden.
Yeah,
they openly released this on like DVD extras.
Yeah, they showed it at conventions all the time. Apparently,
it's just they did it it was mainly released with commentary over it.
Yeah,
and not commentary that you could switch off.
Yeah.
It was like baked into the text, just like the file.
Yeah, this is a very high quality pilot.
I'm
not saying it's like the greatest like thing they've ever done. However, given the resources and like how little experience they had at the time, this is like genuinely very impressive.
Yeah, I thought the pilot was quite strong actually. Jumping forward to it, it's.
Did you know this existed?
I tell you what, I will say in a way I didn't. Until like I started researching this, because I remember messaging you the other day and just be like, oh, it has an unnamed pilot. However, I'd definitely seen bits of this before.
Okay.
Aang and Zuko's fight on the scaffolding, I'd seen before.
Have you?
So yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I'd never
must have
seen any
just
of this.
seen it on YouTube and not understood what it was.
Yeah.
like probably understood it was like a showing of the animation, but not knowing what a pilot was.
Yeah. Yeah, because apparently, like, the one of the creators, I think it was so maybe it was Brian, but one of them stayed in Korea for like a couple of months just
Oh,
working
really?
on it. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah,
So I know it was animated by Tin House Inc.
yeah,
It's also got different cast,
yeah.
which is very weird. Not as bad as I thought it would
Is
be.
it are all of them changed?
No, just Mitchell Musso voiced Aang in the pilot, who was
What?
from Hannah Montana.
I know. Well, hey, when you listen back to this,
Yeah, just
these things are
mix
gonna
it
be
together.
like,
There are other changes in the pilot.
yeah,
Katara's name is Kaya,
yeah, it
which is
is.
very interesting. So
Yeah,
that's what will become her mother's name and her daughter's name.
I wonder why they changed it.
I don't know. Maybe Aang,
Katara's like a
Kaya. It's hard because we live in the world where it was Katara.
yeah.
Because obviously it's not because they didn't think the name sounded
Katara's
right
a more
culturally.
memorable name, I
Yeah.
think.
Kaya is quite a short name. Aang is one syllable. Sokka is two syllables. Katara is three syllables.
There you go.
Maybe it's just
1, 2, 3, baby.
yeah, name differentiation, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, the pilot. Okay, I got my notes that it was directed by Dave Filoni. He didn't direct the pilot. He directed the first two episodes.
I thought he directed the pilot as well.
Did he?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because it says on the bottom of my notes that it was directed by Michael Dante and Brian.
They're the right.
No, directed as well.
Oh, God.
Stop choking on the
I
fucking
can't drink.
I know Dave Filoni directed the first two episodes.
Yes.
Which was a shock. I didn't know he did that. He's very famous.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
What's he done?
Fucking Star Wars.
What?
He did like the Clone Wars and stuff.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and he did the new Boba Fett show. Still like a bunch of stuff.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, he's like a big name.
That's cool.
I just didn't know it. Because when I was like rewatching the show and I saw Dave Filoni, I was like, no way, that could be the same one. Turns out it is. So, yeah. Which happens every single time I rewatch one of these shows. So,
yeah.
But yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
But yeah, what did you think of the pilot?
It's interesting. It's a very interesting pilot.
Yeah.
Because I would say it's more of a proof of concept.
Yeah.
Than a pilot episode.
It's a condension of so many ideas that get used like later on as well.
Yeah. So I remember saying to you like, oh, I think we actually need to watch the first two episodes rather than the first episode because they were aired the same day, and I think the pilot pulls from both. I was wrong. In a way, the pilot pulls from neither. I just remembered the fight with Zuko at the end, and I was like, oh, I know there's no fight with Zuko in the first episode, so it must be both episodes.
Yeah.
No, it's almost an isolated episode in itself.
Yeah. It's not the opening. It's like a couple episodes deep.
It could be in episode 5.
Yeah.
Like, there's not like it's just them surviving, Zuko attacking.
Yeah. Well, even Eric Coleman describes it as like more of a proof of concept more than anything else.
Yeah. And, you can tell they've got, like, the characters down. Obviously, it's like...
Yeah, the characterization is basically there.
Yeah. It's like, dialogue is a bit clunkier. It's a bit more awkward because, obviously, it's a pilot, but also in a show where it's, like, in theory, we would already know these things.
Yeah.
So it does feel like sometimes some of the exposition is a bit like, okay, it's a bit forced. Because...
Yeah, I think this one leans more into the comedy.
Yes,
For better or for worse. But it is a short thing, and it was like trying to really get the kids on board.
What's really weird is I have that kind of a little bit of a criticism with that with the actual show.
Yeah.
Of like sometimes the comedic bits undercut.
Yeah,
character
that is fair.
But also it is a children's show.
Yeah.
So.
But
more with the sound effects. Sorry to keep cutting you off.
No, it's fine.
More with the sound effects.
Yeah, you're doing it right now.
Yeah. Anyway, go on.
No.
Oh no. Okay. What do you think of the pilot?
That was alright.
Yeah.
No, I was actually quite surprised. The action is really good.
I thought the fight was really dynamic at the end.
Yeah.
There's a fucking one bit, I mentioned it kind of earlier, where Momo, it tracks Momo as he swoops down.
In the commentary for that. Yeah, I know. I was like, what the fuck? In the commentary, they said like, yeah, we know not to do this again. I was just like, this is like really impressive, like 2003 like animation.
Yeah.
Like to do that hybrid. But I think they still had the the martial arts coordinator on board at that time as well.
Yes.
An interesting thing about the production of that is that they took a ton of footage of like martial arts exercises because they were pulling from very specific ones that they wanted to
Yes.
integrate. Do you have the names of them?
I do.
Or do you have the
So
name of the actual coordinator?
I don't, unfortunately.
Wait, then I got it
You
here
get that.
somewhere.
Well, Viv searches for that. I'll say yes. So
Kifu Kisu. Sifu Kisu?
Sifu is his title.
Okay, Sifu Kisu.
Kisu is his name then.
Okay, so does martial arts consultant.
Ah, cool. Unless his name is also Sifu.
I also got the ones.
I've got them as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Waterbending.
Tai Chi.
Yeah. Probably the most famous. Like, I feel like Tai Chi is the most. I was going to say appropriated. I guess that's not the right word, but like most integrated in Western things. The amount of people who are like, oh yeah, I do Tai Chi. Makes sense. It's all about flow. It's all about slow movement and energy.
I know nothing about martial arts, so I'll take you away.
Oh right, yeah. I'm a black belt. Forget that sometimes.
Yeah, not anymore. Kind of wears off.
Yeah. I still know I still remember stuff.
Do you?
But like also, yeah. I'm not like if it was like a driver's license, my black belt would have been revoked by now.
You need to retake your
I got a black
exam.
belt really young. But yeah, I love martial arts. I wish I had kept up with it. But I didn't.
After watching one battle after another, I'm just like, yeah, I could do this.
Yeah. Anytime I see a fight scene in any movie, I'm like, I could do that.
Yeah. That's our ego. So whenever we see anyone do anything in a movie, we're just like, we could do that.
I love that you. So I've been like slowly learning piano.
Yeah.
For like 5 years now.
Yeah.
And we watched La La Land again recently. One of my favorite films. We saw it in cinemas. And Viv knew before I even said it that after the movie finished, she knew that I was going to say I should start learning piano again.
Yeah, no.
It's easily influenced.
Hey, sometimes seeing something you love on the big screen, it motivates you.
So then we got Earth.
We got earthbending.
Hunger.
I'm Hungary. Please cut that out. That's pretty insensitive.
I was going to make a I'm hung joke. So, yours is better.
That's way worse. Yeah.
Hunger. I like Hunger.
Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, it's very solid. Solid, strong movements.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be better at Hunger than I would be Tai Chi.
Why don't you do some Hunger?
Lazy.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Then we got Northern Shaolin. Shaolin
for
fire.
I don't know much about Shaolin except for when I was a kid I watched Shaolin Showdown. I don't know if that's related in any way, but it's the same word.
Okay.
And Shaolin Showdown also had a bald little guy as the protagonist, so it's kind of like
whenever I see a bald man, when I see fucking Walter White,
I am the Avatar.
I am the one who bends. The last one.
Yeah. Bagua
Zhang?
Oh, I didn't have the Zhang. I just had Bagua.
I don't know where I got the Zhang from. Maybe it's just Bagua.
Maybe. I don't know anything about Bagua.
Well, there we are.
I hadn't heard of it.
There was a specific one for Toph as well that I got written down.
Yes. So from what I understand, Toph isn't in this episode, but is like it's the fourth member of the group.
Yeah.
Everyone fucking knows Toph. So because Toph is blind, they kind of sort of used a different thing. I didn't write it down because I didn't know if we'd be discussing it. But they essentially.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah, it's a Chuga Southern Praying Mantis.
Yeah, so it's a specific, stance-based. Because they, as far as I can understand, they made up Toph's style and then found out it existed.
Oh, there you go.
Is basically what happened.
Oh, that's convenient.
They were like, how would someone who is blind and uses vibrations in the earth, who also, earthbending is inspired by Hungar, this very earth-focused, grounded, feet grounded to the floor style, how would they fight?
Yeah.
And they how they were like, they don't lift their feet, they slide their feet.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, they found out that exists.
But just using these elements, it was such a really smart way to circumnavigate the violence of it.
Yeah.
of just like skipping all the gore of fighting and basically make it fantastical.
Yeah, especially because, there are rules with children's media, especially at the time. For example, I remember one of the things in Yu-Gi-Oh! Of all things, it had to be cut. Obviously, it was an anime that was then edited for the Western audience. It had to be cut that someone got fully punched in the face.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, the network, whatever it was on. So, rules were different. And it is a great way to have it because you could still have the violence of it. Like, one of my favorite moments in The Boy and the Iceberg is when... it might be in the second episode, actually. When Aang is fighting Zuko and the water tribe are watching, and the second he sort of blasts the fire away, a bunch of the kids scream,
Yeah.
and like, yeah, it's fire,
Yeah.
and we see character. I mean, Zuko has a burn on his face. Just goes to show like this stuff is harmful, so you still feel the groundedness with it, but without
It's a good way to
characters
like still
literally,
have
like,
stakes,
yeah,
knowing that like these elements they do hurt people.
yeah,
Like a thing I love about going beyond the actual pilot and into the actual episodes is that the action does have like consequences of the
yeah,
people there. Like not necessarily with like yes, with like obviously Katara and Sokka, they still have to like rebuild the village after all that goes down.
yeah,
But like this, it does sort of like show like these sort of situations do affect people.
yeah. It's non-violent, fantastical fighting, but it's not without consequence.
Yeah.
Even stuff like in the pilot, Aang defeats Zuko by choosing to go in the Avatar state, which is very interesting. But like, he blasts Zuko off what they're fighting on, and then he goes and catches him. Because if he didn't catch him, Zuko would have fucking died.
Yeah.
And
Like, cause like I
know.
think one of the worst things that you could do in like especially like a kid show is when you portray violence without consequences.
Yeah,
But like this specific kind, like with comedy, it's like kind of different.
yeah. Weirdly, I saw a video about this recently. It was one of those generalized titles that was something like "The Fall of Hollywood Action," which, title was shit. But the video was interesting. It spoke about how like you watch films, like they didn't talk about Avengers. One of the comments did, but it's like that style of action movie where
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, they're saving the day, and like the collateral damage is insane.
Yeah,
Which,
it's violence without any sort of like
yeah.
meaning behind
Like,
it.
I can't remember the film. It was a Mark Wahlberg one where they're like morally grey and like, oh, he does this thing to help this child in this one scene,
Yeah.
and then the next scene he derails a train and kills like 1,000 people or
Oh my
something,
God.
and it's like, yeah, that's. Whereas this, it's like you said, their village is damaged because of that. I mean, the Water Tribe is so interesting in an initial sense anyway, because it's kids, women, and soccer,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
So
Like,
it's already been affected by the war.
yeah, it's Sokka's like the oldest person. Like
She's the oldest boy there.
The oldest boy there, and he's still like a teenager.
Yeah, and what we find out, I think Sokka's like 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
And in a flashback, we find out like he was only like what, fucking 6 or 8 when they left, because Katara was really young.
Yeah, so that really contributes to his character. But so what actually happens in this episode?
Oh yeah, we didn't do a rundown. So water, earth, fire,
air.
And I was a little good.
No, that's wrong.
I can't do the full thing. That's like the one she doesn't.
I know. It always throws me off.
I know. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck are you saying?
Oh.
When I was a child. Yeah.
Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. But everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Only the Avatar, master of all four elements, could stop him. But when the world needed him most, he vanished. 100 years passed, and
my brother and I
discovered the new Avatar, an airbender named Aang. And those airbending skills are great. He has a lot to learn before he's...
No, it's... and all those airbending skills are great.
He has a lot to learn before he's ready to save anyone. But I believe Aang can change the world. There we go. That was pretty good.
Fucking iconic introduction sequence.
It gets drilled in.
We've got butchered a little bit, but it's mainly the end bit. But yeah, the whole fucking thing is great. I mean, both live action movies. It says a lot that both live action like adaptations have felt the need to include a version of that and Korra.
Yeah.
Like, you can't separate that from the show.
It's a great rundown of just everything you need to know, like, before going into this.
Like, considering how slow, in a way, the first episode is, it is interesting. It does give you all this backstory in, like, the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's very Lord of the Rings inspired.
Yeah, it is. Even the fucking sense of, like, oh, by the way, there's nations that can control elements, and there's this one guy who can control all of them. Yeah. You learn that in, like, the first 20 seconds of the show.
Yeah. So it's a good gateway if you're just like, if this is your first episode, you're just like, oh, I understand.
I get what's going on. And it's interesting. It was like, you even see Roku, like the avatar before Aang, and it's so interesting. So plot of these episodes. So first episode, The Boy in the Iceberg. We didn't say when it did.
February 25th?
Our first.
Fuck.
So close. February 21st, 2005.
I just wanted
They both
to say
aired that date.
okay.
So go on.
I could not find any air date for the UK. I guess it just didn't.
It didn't.
It never aired
We didn't
here.
watch it.
No.
No idea. Yeah. So opens with the iconic intro sequence. Katara being like, the Avatar disappeared 100 years ago and he's not back yet. And yeah, we meet Katara and Sokka, brother and sister from the Seven Water Tribe, who are out fishing for their tribe. And Katara is a waterbender and Sokka is not.
And Sokka's sexist.
Sokka's so sexist, and his sexism will save the world in the later in a way, because they crash their boat that they're on, and Sokka says to Katara of like, that's what I get for letting a woman help.
Yeah.
And Katara flips the fuck out and blasts like a bunch of water around her without even realizing. And this brings up this giant frozen orb. And what's in that orb?
It's a little monkey boy.
Little boy.
A little boy.
A beam shoots up in the sky and it's just a boy.
Uncle!
I have to capture the Avatar.
And he's like, all right.
Zuko. My honor.
Come over here and play Nine Men's Morris.
Garen would love Uncle Iroh.
Yeah, he would.
He's just him.
Yeah. Play
every time Zuko was on screen and I said honor, I got excited because it's like, wow, it really isn't a meme. He does
he literally just says that. A minor criticism again. This is like the first episode. They get across all the characteristics. It's just that they play these specific notes so often later on as well.
Yeah.
They do feel like memes.
One of my favorite fucking jokes, videos I've ever seen of Avatar, was when Zuko is in Korra and he's like, 90 years old by that point.
Yeah.
And I think Mako says it's an honor to meet you. And someone edited it.
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
I have to care for my honor.
Yeah, so we meet Zuko and Iroh, who are just taking the piss out of.
Yeah.
They're from the Fire Nation. Zuko has been banished. We don't know why yet. And they see the beam, and Zuko is hunting the Avatar because he thinks that's the only thing that he can get him back into the Fire Nation, because his father is the Fire Lord.
But we don't know that yet.
Oh, we don't know that. We learn that in next episode, maybe?
Maybe?
We definitely learn that in these two.
Oh, okay, maybe we do
like
this
father. But yeah, the little boy is out of the orb, and he's immediately full of energy. Fucking love that.
Yeah.
Close. I got penguins flying with me. Fucking great.
Yeah.
So they quickly learn that he's an airbender,
Mm.
and that's shocking because the airbenders have been extinct for
100 years.
And yeah, so they take him back to the village, and everyone's really impressed by him except Sokka, who's bitter because there's another cool boy around.
Yeah, he's getting mogged on.
He's getting mogged on. Yeah.
By this by this Goku.
Because he's Yamcha.
Yeah.
And,
he was big shit in this village. Now he's nothing.
Yeah,
he's nothing but cold piss.
He's nothing but cold piss. That's great. But yeah, so Aang and Katara then go and explore around. Katara kind of gives Aang the rundown because Aang was trapped for 100 years. All the airbenders are extinct. Something I think in this episode he kind of underreacts to.
Yeah, he does. He's just kind of like,
100 years?
Damn.
I haven't cleaned my room. But I guess,
like...
That's one line, that joke that didn't get me.
What?
I haven't cleaned my room in 100 years. It's like, my guy, your family's dead.
That was like later on, though.
Yeah.
So I sort of view that as just like sort of him
coping. I think, if it wasn't for the fact in like 2 episodes' time, we get like the scene of him finding them.
The good thing about Aang being like so like displaced in time, it's like it's a good way to get very natural exposition.
It's great. He's a great fish out of water. I think I stand corrected because I remember in a couple episodes' time when he goes to the Northern Air Temple, he's looking for them. I don't think he knows they were genocided.
Yeah, no.
He just thinks it's been 100 years.
Yeah, so everyone he knows is dead.
Probably dead.
However,
but also
he doesn't think everyone.
Everyone
of his people
dead.
Are gone.
Which I think makes sense, actually, because he is a nomad. The nomads are very spiritual. It makes sense he wouldn't be too hung up about, like, okay, they've passed.
Yeah. Also, given, like, later on with, like, certain context that he was obviously, like, running away from them, so maybe that was...
Yeah.
I'm not saying he was relieved, but...
The only person he cared about was Tenzin, who was already, like, 90.
Yeah.
So, he was very old. But yeah, so Aang finds out that it's been 100 years, and they accidentally set off a booby trap in a Fire Nation ship that they're exploring, an abandoned one. that alerts Zuko and Iroh to their location. So Zuko and Iroh arrive at the village, and
Wait, this is the beginning of episode 2.
Beginning of episode 2. You're right. Yeah. So episode 1 ends with the flare being shot and Zuko being like, "I found the Avatar.
I found
to
the
be
Avatar."
continued." And we don't get the credits theme.
Yeah, we do.
To this one? Oh yeah, we get the first one. We don't get the little. I was thinking of the lullaby one.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, the Avatar's Love.
Avatar's Love. Yeah.
Yeah, that's in the second episode.
Yeah. I love them both, but oh my god, the kalimba music.
Those genuinely the one that got to.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of the finale so much. It's just when they like, because I don't think they used any sort of orchestral stuff, like real orchestral stuff for the first, for the entire show except for the last 4 episodes.
Yeah,
basically.
they had like a full orchestra, didn't they?
Yeah, for those last ones.
It needs to be the last time flyers so we can watch Sozin's comment.
Oh yeah, they say our name.
Yeah, we both lost our shit at this. Aang's not the only one in the ice. There's also Appa, Aang's sky bison. And Appa can fly. And Katara and Sokka get on, and Aang's like, first time flyers. We're just like, Of all the shows to say it, I was shocked it was this.
Just put the audio clip in.
Yeah.
Okay, first time flyers, hold on tight. Appa, yip yip.
But
so,
wait. I just wanted to talk about the music again for a sec.
Go for it. Oh, I got the person who did the music.
Jeremy
Zuckerman.
Jeremy Zuckerman
and Benjamin Wynn.
Yeah. They did use like a mix of like MIDI instruments as well as like traditional Chinese and East Asian instrumentation, and they used it wonderful. I love the soundtrack to this so much, and specifically the love theme was played on a kalimba, and I think that's one of the most beautiful sounding things.
I genuinely agree.
Have you ever tried to play one though? It sucks.
Yeah,
you're thumping metal.
I think they mentioned that in one of the interviews I watched.
Oh, really?
One of the interviews I watched was specifically about the audio, like the music and the foley.
Yeah.
And
I'll talk more about the audio in a sec, but
it was very much a case of they had the idea of it, then they try and play it on the kalimba, and it wouldn't sound like how they wanted it to sound.
Did they use like MIDI then, or something?
I think they might have just learned how to do it properly.
Oh, okay.
But when they first tried it, before we talk about the rest of the music, I want to look in my notes, because we mentioned about how they use like East Asian instruments as well.
Yeah,
I do want to say, it's obviously like such a heavily Asian inspired show, particularly Chinese. They actually had a Chinese consultant called Edwin Zane and a calligrapher, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Su Ling Li.
Well, I mean, it's on the tile.
Yeah.
They use the calligraphy thing so well.
They do, wonderful. Yeah. I mean, it's a background thing, but it's such a interesting aspect of the show. Of they don't even write in our language. They don't write in English.
It really helps convey the authenticity of it, because if they were just like, it looks kind of like it, you'd be like, everyone would look right through it. But it's the fact that they brought in so many consultants and onto it to really
get the heritage down of it.
Yeah.
So honestly, that doesn't always happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this show would not have aged as well if they hadn't consulted them.
Yeah.
But shall I finish the discussion of the plot before we talk more about the sounds?
Yeah.
So episode 2, they rush back to the village, but Zuko's there. Sokka is all geared up, ready to fight.
Well, they kicked Aang out because they were just like,
they kick him out first, don't they? They kick him out because he's like, you've brought them
fucked
to
around,
here, and now you found out.
Yeah.
And Katara's like, well, if he's kicked out,
I'm going
to. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I thought it was quite sweet how even though Aang wanted to take her and she was on board, he knew she shouldn't leave in anger. That would be a terrible mistake.
And even saying the tribe aspect, and I think that's probably a reflection of him. He left in anger.
Yeah, that's true.
And even if we think his reaction is understated, he knows that everyone he knows is dead. Not all, not genocided, but he's probably is just kind of thinking I kind of wish a little bit. But but Zuko's too late. Zuko's on his way. Sokka gets all geared up.
Yeah.
We'll talk a lot about each of these characters, but I have so many thoughts on that specific sequence with Sokka.
Yeah.
But anyway, Zuko arrives, beats the shit out of Sokka, and then Aang comes back because he knows that they're in danger.
Yeah.
And Aang willingly goes with the Fire Nation because he doesn't want anyone to get hurt. and then immediately breaks out.
Yeah.
They cannot contain him. But in between him leaving and breaking out, Sokka and Katara separately decide that they're going to go and rescue him.
Yeah.
And
That's a very sweet scene.
It is. I fucking love that scene. And like, it's such a good side of both their characters. The fact that like Sokka has been so kind of a dick the last 2 episodes, and the fact that like
he got a nice slice of humble pie.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's like, exactly. He got his ass handed to him once, and he was like, okay. Oh, in this time they learn that he's the Avatar.
Oh yeah.
By this point, Zuko has assumed, and Aang knows he's the Avatar, but Sokka and Katara, even when they tell him like, oh, Katara asks him, do you know what happened to the Avatar? Aang says no, because he's not a role he wanted. They just think he's a normal airbender. So they fly with Appa, and they rescue Aang. And the end of the episode is they're gonna fly off and go to
on
teach
adventures.
Aang, for Aang to learn the other elements. So
as well as Katara.
Yeah, and Katara. And then that's the end.
That's the end of the episode. Awesome. Such a great way to end. It's just like, it's so open to like so many ideas.
Yeah.
Just like him opening the map and pointing all the places that he wants to go.
Yeah. It's true adventure. Like,
yeah,
genuinely.
it is. It's able to like and it's got like all the archetypal characters in order to like bounce off for like these general scenarios.
But they've also,
it is Star Wars, Joe.
Yeah, it probably is, just isn't it?
Yeah.
But also, it's like they've got such depth. Like, yes, Sokka is the comedic relief. Let's talk about the characters.
Okay, yeah. Let's go into depth with the characters.
Let's talk about Sokka first, because we're like, they got such depth. We're like, yeah, he's the comedic relief, but also like he's kind of unlikable in a weird way as well.
At least straight away. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like,
I would say like the very beginning on, like book 1 is like in a way is like a lot of his character arc that he goes through.
Yeah, I mean, we get Kyoshi Warriors in like a couple episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like his sexism, him being set up as like just this flawed character, but not just in the sense of as the butt of a joke. Like, granted, a child would see it. It's like, oh, he's the funny guy who gets beat up, and like Zuko like bonks him on the head or whatever.
Yeah. But he gets to bonk him back.
Yeah, he gets to bonk back. But also, it's like when you're older, not to be the whole thing of like, this thing when you're a kid is actually...
But when you look at it back, isn't it kind of fucked up?
This is a character. He's the oldest boy in the village because all the other men left to fight in the war. So like, his dad told him to be the protector of the village.
A lot of his his motivations make complete sense when you look at look at it on a macro scale.
Yeah, he's the epitome of like, oh, every other man went to war.
Yeah, he has like so much responsibility left on him, and yet he still hasn't able to fully like grown up himself. It's
exactly. He's got no other male influence other than the idea of his father.
Yeah.
And he's been surrounded by women his whole life, which, you know, you'd think would make him less sexist. But no, if anything, it's more because he doesn't know how to be a man. He just knows the idea of a man.
Yeah.
And then him, like, he's trying to train the other boys who are like 4.
Yeah.
And, but he obviously is doing it out of such care. And honestly, as much as it's like, this is the one bit where it's like the comedy sound effects got to me a little bit.
Yeah.
The bit where he puts on the tribal makeup.
Yeah.
And like stands waiting for the ship to come with just his like.
That is like one of the biggest things I would criticize. That is playing that for a joke. I feels like it's kind of
because like Zuko comes out, beats him without even bending. I think that's a really interesting decision as well. Zuko doesn't need to firebend to beat Sokka, and I think that's more insulting. And yeah, he Katara even says to him at one point during her outrage at him, she says, like, you're playing soldier. And he is. And he immediately is faced with someone who, you know, we learned earlier from Iroh, Zuko is, like, he's good at firebending, but he's not an expert. It's just, he's a little bit above Sokka, and he can immediately just take him out. But then, you know, it's not to say that Sokka isn't without, like, his, like, positives.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he chooses without having to be influenced by Katara. He says like he wants to go save Aang. He sees a lot of this, like
a lot of his like aggression does come from like almost a caring point of view.
Oh yeah, you can tell he like loves Katara. You can tell he loves Katara.
Yeah.
And like he wants to do what's best for her. And I think part of the dislike of bending is, you know, we obviously get a lot of exploration later on of him being the only non-bender.
Yeah.
But the fact that like he's been trying for ages to catch a fish, and Katara picks one up with like
Yeah.
You know, she's still putting effort into waterbend, but it's something he can't do.
Yeah. No, I love Sokka, especially where he goes later on.
Yeah, and you know, I just think that, like you said, that little bonk with sound effect when like
Yeah.
what would probably be the most devastating thing he's experienced.
Yeah. Just utter humiliation.
Yeah. And you know, it is in a way funny because it's obviously meant to be played for comedy, but it is also very sad. And I'm glad that he got to bonk Zuko back.
Yeah.
And we also see his creativity with fighting though, and this also like highlights a flaw in Zuko when he throws the boomerang and he does get a hit in.
Yeah.
Because
that is like
he's
really
not expecting
satisfying.
it. Yeah. Especially he fucking throws it far.
Yeah, he does.
It takes a while to come back.
Yeah.
Who should we talk about next? We go
Katara?
Katara? Go Katara. A great foil to Sokka.
Yeah.
They've got a great sibling relationship.
Yeah, no, she's much more open to these like general concepts of, as well as being a bender, she's like more of an outsider to the rest of the tribe.
Yeah, I think
so. There's like this sense of like Sokka, he wants to be part of this tribe, he wants
Yeah.
to be part of that community. Where you get the sense that she's like more of an outsider. She wants more. She's more of an outsider.
I think it's worth saying when we're talking about this, because obviously we're talking about the first episode, but the thing that's kind of unique in this show is they had the full plan. So it's easy to say, like, with other shows, to be like, oh, it's interesting because this kind of foreshadows this, but it must have been a coincidence because that wasn't planned
Like,
at
no,
the time.
this was on purpose.
Yeah, so for example, like Katara kind of feeling like she wants more, she wants to learn how to waterbend. Obviously, we later learn we know now she's the only waterbender in the village.
Mm.
Only waterbender
in the village. That's good.
But we also learn later on that the reason their mother is dead is because she pretended to be a waterbender. Because they also wanted to genocide the waterbenders.
Yeah.
And that's, you know,
that's another thing like her and Aang have in common.
Yeah, genuinely, she's the last waterbender of the Seven Tribe.
Yeah. And
it's so interesting that she is so willing straight away to sort of give it away just to experience it with Aang.
I like the part though where she did have this moment of hesitation, because if it was just kind of a case of like, oh, fuck it, let's run,
go,
it wouldn't really like, it wouldn't have as much weight as they give it on later.
And I think it's nice that like we see the grandmother give permission, and even it's interesting because I remember earlier when Katara says like, Aang's giving us something that we've not had in a while, and you're kind of expecting her to say hope, and she says fun, and it's like, yeah, that's just as valid.
Yeah,
living there must be like very sad, especially for her who feels like, and you know, a lot of the kids who are younger than who are with them are much younger than them.
Yeah,
there's not really anyone around.
Yeah, they only really have each other, don't they? Plus you got that fucking sun all day.
Yeah,
midnight sun.
They got the midnight sun. I didn't know what that was as a kid, so when I heard them mention that,
crazy.
It's like, oh yeah, they'd never see like the nighttime.
Yeah.
Or
unless it's like a certain time of the year. Oh wait, no,
then they
literally
only see nighttime. Midnight sun is like like that real place where. Have you ever actually seen a video of like how it works?
No.
The sun kind of sets and then comes back up, but it never fully goes dark.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite problem of what we have now.
I know, especially because they like live in igloos and shit.
Yeah.
Like they probably don't have good like color. Like
they don't have
blackout curtains.
They don't have blackout curtains.
Yeah. But yeah, I also love that. I feel very strongly about Katara because I've always hated some of the criticisms she gets later in the show, particularly in regards to her grief over her mother and her aggressive reactions. And I will say, I think a lot of that is inherent sexism and misogyny, because I think that, you know, yes, she can respond very aggressively
My
to
mother
things.
was taken away from me.
The only, like, I remember people saying, like, when she like wants to get revenge, I think it's the Seven Raiders.
Yeah.
And Sokka's like, she was my mother as well. It's like, well, you obviously didn't love her as much as me.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are like, oh, that's horrible. It's like, yeah, that's not a good thing she said. That's the point.
Yeah.
People can be afraid of like flawed characters.
I know.
But like, you see, like that's set up all the way back here of Sokka pisses her off a little bit, and immediately she doesn't know her own power.
Yeah, she does have like an aggressive side to her.
Yeah, yeah. And it's interesting. I don't feel like you get to see a lot of characters. You know, she's got this maternal, caring aspect of like, oh, she's the girl of the group. She's the one who's going to let them like have their emotions out.
Yeah.
But also, they're not afraid to like let her get emotional.
yeah, a lot of people seem to forget when you're emotional that it isn't just like the kindness and stuff. It can be like
Yeah.
the aggression that's sort of bubbling over. But like this isn't like part of this episode or even this season. But like that's why Toph's like really good like counter to that
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
feminine aspect.
Yeah, because Toph is definitely... Katara and Toph are almost opposites, where Katara was sort of, raised very... raised in quite an open tribe. They're
Yeah.
close together and things like that, but there's not many outer influences other than like her grandmother. Whereas Toph was raised in luxury,
Yeah.
but didn't like it.
Yeah.
So Toph kind of isn't feminine to rebel as a rebellion against her parents. Whereas Katara is kind of like I said, a lot of the traits I think Katara gets criticized for is just misogyny, where it's just like it's aggression. But then, when we meet Toph later, Toph still wants to be a girl. Like it's
they have that wonderful episode, that wonderful show together. Don't
yeah, they do in Tales of Ba Sing Se.
Yeah.
I want to mention this. Tell you what, let's finish talking about Katara, but I actually want to go about something I read.
Okay.
Actually, let's talk. I'm finished talking about all the characters. Let's finish talking about all the characters because I feel like there's a lot we could discuss with the other point.
Okay.
So yeah, we also see her be creative. Like she knows her bending is limited, but then she uses that to her advantage. Like when she realizes she's doing the freezing thing wrong.
Yeah.
But then she does it wrong again.
On purpose.
On purpose.
Yeah.
And it's impressive. And when you think of like where she goes later in the show, like all these characters get amazing development. But I think in terms of her technical ability in waterbending, it's so interesting to go back to the start. When yes, Aang learns all the other elements, but he is still
he's already like a master airbender.
You get those tattoos when you master airbending.
Yeah.
And so he's still proficient even though he hasn't learned the other elements. Whereas Katara is not proficient at all.
Yeah.
So she arguably goes for more of a journey.
Yeah. Oh, genuinely.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all my stuff with Katara. Should we bring out Zuko and then end with Aang?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I want to talk about Aang first.
You want to talk about Aang first? Okay, let's finish the group. The gang.
The gang.
The Boomerang Squad.
Yeah. No, I was saying about this earlier, but it is kind of like he's kind of like almost a perfect character in that he has the dichotomy of having to be like so powerful yet so childish.
Yeah. And I
think those qualities make for like a very fascinating character, like Goku in a way.
Yeah. It is. You want to like someone who just wants to have fun with literally the weight of the world on their shoulders. Like this boy has just woken up after 100 years, found out 100 years have passed, found out there is a war. We'll find out in a few episodes that his entire people have been genocided.
Yeah,
but he still finds the joy in things, though. He still finds the beauty in life. One of the things that I think it's really interesting, because I think Steven Universe of all things gets criticized for this, is character forgiveness and redemption. And it's interesting because people say like, oh, Steven is too quick to forgive people.
What I want to understand with like, I haven't seen Steven Universe, I know you have. Is this like a thing he does multiple times in the show?
Yes.
Okay, I think that's the difference then that people can understand. I think most people are only willing to forgive one big thing.
That's fair. But I think
it's like the culmination of a theme.
That's fair. But I think that, and we'll talk about that eventually, like when we do a Steven Universe episode. But I just mean in the sense of Aang as a character is the same. Yeah. Aang would be willing to allow redemption for anyone.
Yeah.
And he's often always, despite everything that happens to him, is one to like not only look on the bright side, but look at the hope in people.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure when Zuko switches sides, Aang is one of the first to accept him. It's the others that need more convincing.
Yeah.
And, he sees that in Zuko, I think. I mean, their banter straight away was like, you're just a kid. You're just a teenager.
Yeah.
They got, and like you said, it's...
But that's what's so good about, like, both of them. Like, not to go to like skip to Zuko's character or anything, that they are like so similar yet so different.
Yeah,
and that's why some of the best episodes, like the fucking Blue Spirit episode or something, like comes from.
They've both got a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, they've been forced to grow up far too quick.
Yeah, and they're both forced into these roles as well. Zuko is forced to be the son of the Fire Lord, a future Fire Lord by default, and Aang is forced to be the Avatar.
Yeah.
Like, neither of them chose their roles.
Yeah.
And that's obviously why it's such a big moment when Zuko switches, because it's the first time he's like making a decision for himself. And I think it's so interesting with Aang in particular, of just, we see the start of his abilities, we see how proficient he is with airbending, but then, we also get a hint of what he's capable of when we see the Avatar state.
Yeah, I forgot that happened this episode.
Yeah, and they don't explain what it is in a way. Like, we obviously get a lot of lore with it later, but just the fact of like, we see all types of bending except for Earth in this episode, which makes sense. They're on ice. And it wouldn't be long until we see Earth anyway. But it's interesting that we only see Aang bend air until he goes into the Avatar state, and it shows like, oh, he can do a lot.
He can fuck shit up.
Yeah, he could do a lot of damage. And even then, just with air he can. I mean, when Zuko shoots the giant fireball at him, and there's that fucking sick shot of Aang using his staff and just using the air to redirect the fire. And yeah, you just get a sense of this fun-loving 12-year-old is, he's basically a god in this world.
Yeah.
He is the closest they've got.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he's the perfect protagonist for this sort of show.
Yeah. Especially for like kids as well. Also, just in like terms of like the animation of it, he's kind of like the perfect character because he could fucking fly. He's quite lanky, so he's able to have this like kineticism. He's just like so flexible.
How they move, especially with the fact that he's an airbender.
Like during like the like when he's escaping, for example, and he just like goes around them in that sort of like spiral around them.
And they clearly had that in mind from the start, because even that bit in the pilot where him and Zuko are fighting on the statue's head.
Oh yeah.
And Zuko's like got nowhere to run, and Aang literally just runs around the side of it. It's something that he's capable of.
Yes.
And I forgot what I was going to say. There was another point to that I was going to say. But yeah, it's great character design. It's also, he is, again, like Dragon Ball, weirdly like Goku in the sense of he does go through character development, but in a weird way, he also sticks to who he is.
Yeah.
I'm thinking way down the line now.
No, he never loses that sort of childish aspect to himself.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to say like he's the one character that doesn't grow.
Yeah.
Because he does. They all do. But also, he's the one I think who he always has that empathetic side
not
to him.
Like skip to like the final episodes, but he is the one that's like, he's constantly being told to like, you shouldn't like forgive this person, you should kill them, it would be just be a good thing, but he ignores it because he knows that is wrong for him.
And that's kind of stems from obviously like not explicitly stated in this episode, but what happened prior to this episode, the fact that when he was like told that he was the Avatar, it wasn't a matter of like, oh, okay, like that's a good thing. It was almost like you're gonna have to start training immediately. They're gonna take Tenzin. They say
it's a burden.
Yeah, aren't they gonna take him away from Tenzin or something?
Yeah.
They say he's too soft on him.
Yeah,
and it's like, Aang. If Aang hadn't run away and had stayed with the air nomads, not only would he probably have still died. It's like, even if he hadn't died, if the air nomads weren't genocided, he probably wouldn't have been as empathetic and as caring as he is.
It's probably like the aspect of him that is still a child that was able to bring out this empathy. Because like with age does come like sort of like
cynicism.
Yeah, it does come with the cynicism that he just doesn't possess.
Yeah.
Even after going through all that ringer, he does in the past couple of stories.
Yeah, I love him. It's not often you get a protagonist, like the main character, who's like as strong as everyone else, just because a lot of the times it's like everyone around them gets to change a lot more. Yeah,
because he's still flawed.
Yeah,
it's like, and you can still play into the childish aspect as a flaw as well. He's still juvenile.
Yeah, weirdly, we talked on the way down about the episode where he lies, and that's like seen as a good thing.
Yeah,
but that is actually a fact of his character. There are multiple times in this show where he just lies about stuff.
Yeah,
and like that episode is played as a joke, but there are consequences to the other ones.
Yeah, no, genuinely.
He's also kind of self-isolating. He will like abandon people for like in a way, in his head it's to do what's right. Kind of like how he turns himself in this episode. He's like, he's doing it for the benefit of the people, even if it's not necessarily the right thing to do. And like, I can think of future episodes where he'll like leave in the middle of the night without telling anyone because he wants to like do what's right.
Yeah.
And not think of like
It takes him
community.
like the entirety of the show to just finally embrace everyone that he has around him.
Yeah, genuinely. And he's so good.
Mm.
It's a shame that they character assassinated him in Korra.
He was evil the entire time.
Evil. You know what? I will talk about that. Maybe I'll cut it. I think that's such an interesting choice, though, because, like we said, he showed that he has this empathy, but in the deep down, he is the last of his. He's the last of his kind. He's the last of his culture, and I think that's so interesting that in Korra they did make that decision where his first child is not an airbender, and that when he had a child who was an airbender, he subconsciously favored him.
No, I think that much more humanizes him.
Yeah, of
I
course
don't
he
want
would.
him to be a deity at this point.
Because Tenzin is in his son. Obviously, Ag named his son after his father figure.
Mm.
We never meet Aang's biological parents because that's just not really how air nomads work.
No,
Um,
they're a polycule.
in a way, I guess. And that's what kind of Tenzin does as well to Korra. Like we'll talk about it when we get to the Korra episode more, but like Tenzin kind of says to Korra, like, "Oh no, you've got to put on the air nomad garb. You've got to train exactly how we train." And it's just this idea of culture, and we see a lot of the culture later in both shows, but like obviously Aang's identity is quite different. We don't know it at this point, but when we meet him and no one else has met an airbender, it does kind of surprise everyone, I think, of how just lackadaisical he is. And how...
Good word.
Thank you. And, his fun-loving side.
Yeah.
And yeah, you wouldn't expect a nomad to be like that.
Yeah, you expect it to more ironically be uptight.
Yeah, that's slower. And I think that's what the rest of the air nomads later on are characterized as.
Yeah.
And we just don't know that he's the odd one out at this point because we haven't met the others. But yeah, fucking great character. Speaking of great characters, Prince Zuko.
Zuko, homosexual.
I showed you my note. Where
we are specifically quoting, but I'm a cheerleader.
Yeah, Dante Basco, who voices Zuko, definitely the most iconic voice of the show.
Yeah.
He's in
Hook.
But I'm a Cheerleader.
And Hook.
Yeah, yes. Just his voice is just Zuko.
Yeah.
So it's so easy to remember him.
Yeah. Did you see any of like the behind the scenes of like the voice cast?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I didn't know Aang was actually a kid.
Yeah.
It's kind of rare for that. Usually it's just like a woman playing a child.
Yeah.
So it was kind of strange. But that was cool. It was weird seeing Sokka because he was like still. I don't think he was like as young as Sokka, but he was like, I think he was like 20. And then I saw a recent photo of him, and he looks like fucking Alfred Molina in Boogie Nights. It's really funny. Yeah, he's just like 20 years older. So
that's fair. I'll have to have
that
a look
makes
at
sense.
It is interesting seeing live action, like the people behind voices.
Yeah.
So like obviously Dante Basco is like iconic Zuko. Anyone who knows Dante Basco knows him as Zuko, even if you haven't really watched Avatar. Like that's just his most known role.
Yeah.
But then obviously one
Watch
of the
the
bonus
Nostalgia
features,
Critic.
I have.
Last time.
I have. And
Did you watch it for this?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
But I remember it.
Yeah,
I remember Dante Basco's in it.
Yeah.
But they have obviously Dante Basco has their own podcast with, I wish I could remember her name.
Katara.
No. Korra.
Korra.
Yeah. The voice actress for Korra. And it's so interesting seeing her. And I was like, who is she again? Oh, she's Korra. Because obviously she's not, her voice in the show is different to her real voice. Whereas Dante Basco's voice is just Zuko.
Did she put on a voice?
Only like a slight shift.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's...
Well, to be fair, Dante Basco does have a great voice.
It's fucking great voice, yeah.
Sokka's voice actor is like pretty similar.
He is, yeah. He's
So is
definitely
Aang's.
Yeah, he's your child, so it makes
Yeah.
sense. Janet Varney is the voice of Korra. I did want to listen to the first 4 episodes of that because it was like about the production.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't have time because that would have collectively taken me like 4 hours.
Oh, well.
So, But the thing is, it's like there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
So it's what else would there have been? It would have just been reciting facts.
Yeah.
Which, yes, we all like going into the production things, but obviously we like talking about the things. Anyway, Zuko, homosexual.
Zuko, homosexual.
Already a great dynamic between him and Iroh.
Yeah. Just like even though they come from like obviously they're both in it for the same reasons, but just like the commitments are so clear, like they're different.
Well, Iroh, obviously, he would have grown up. He's Zuko's uncle. He would have grown up with Zuko's father. And doesn't he literally say like, your father and your grandfather and your great-grandfather all searched for the Avatar
Yeah.
and couldn't find him. I think Iroh has just seen this his whole life and he's just
Yeah.
like, guy's fucking gone.
Yeah.
Like, there
Come on,
is no
let's chill,
Avatar.
man.
It's like, you're never gonna get him.
Yeah.
And, you know,
he's a good comedic foil, especially in the first, like,
I
book.
think so. I think,
Like,
you know,
he gets incredible depth in, like, book 2. And
he does.
Even
he
later
does.
on in book 1. There's,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But he's definitely, like, the most empathetic person, like, on the Fire Nation side.
He's, like, the only person, like, although Zuko, like, he bickers with him a lot, he still has, an innate respect for him.
Yeah, he loves Zuko.
He's the only one he can't really command.
Oh, yeah.
like everyone else is basically at his disposal, and he can act like a brat.
But yeah, Iroh is like the one figurehead he's got over him.
Yeah.
And it is interesting, and you really do get the feel of, especially with Iroh being there, and, you know, obviously Aang says, oh, you're just a teenager, but with the fact he's literally got, like, a parental figure there with him,
Yeah.
really does hammer home that Zuko is also a child,
Yeah.
essentially. Like, I think he's, like, 14,
Yeah.
15 in the show. And, you know, he's gone through, again, all this stuff.
Well, yeah, just,
And-
like, his character design is so great, because it's just, like,
Yeah, having the
it
scar
just, like,
baked in.
yeah, there's a backstory right there with
Yeah.
the scar.
Especially the fact that, like, he is a firebender
Yeah.
as well. Like, if he came from any other nation, it's like, it's still a story, but it's like a bit more of a question. Where in this, it's like, oh shit, like, someone who can control fire
Yeah.
got burned. It's just great character design. Although I will say it, I always find it really weird going back to the original
With the
show
ponytail.
with the ponytail, the
Yeah.
bald head.
Yeah.
Like,
No, he looks so good with hair, though.
He does.
And then you see this, you're just like, my dude, cut
Whoa.
that shit off. grow out
your
your
hair.
mullet. You look so handsome.
Yeah. it's the bald head of it.
It is. The bald head of it all.
It's got a bald head and then one ponytail.
Yeah.
Oh, very interesting.
That is like a thing that I'm pretty sure they did it, like.
Yeah, exactly. It is. It's like based on a real thing. Where it just, with Aang being bald as well, it's like
Two bald kids going again.
Two baldies. But yeah, I kind of hinted at this earlier with when talking about Sokka, Sokka's part with Sokka's fight with Zuko. But, you know, Zuko's competent, but he's inexperienced.
Yeah.
And in the same way that Sokka sees himself...
Sokka.
Oh, that's it. I think that's their ship name. As Sokka sees himself as, like, this warrior, this soldier.
Yeah.
I think Zuko is actually very similar to that.
Yeah.
Where, like...
He's like a slight level up where he's just
Yeah.
like, I'm the fucking shit.
Yeah, he's like, I can firebend, so I'm cool as fuck.
Yeah.
And Iroh's like, you're not ready for advanced technique. Yeah, you can firebend, but not well.
Yeah.
And Zuko's like, no, I'm ready. Teach
Yeah.
it to me.
He's impatient.
Yeah.
He's aggressive.
Exactly. And, you know, it comes to a head where, like, he gets taken down multiple times the same way, where, you know, he gets hit in the back of the head with a boomerang, and then Aang sneak attacks him from behind. Just goes to show it's like, he's not got, like, any awareness of his surroundings. He's not got, he can go one-on-one with someone, but the second, like, multiple factors are introduced, he's down,
Yeah.
essentially.
He's like, it sounds quite well because he's portrayed as being like an actual threat, but at
Yeah.
the same time he isn't like an invincible old god. He does get the shit kicked out of him a couple of times,
Yeah.
especially by Aang when he gets flanged at
When
the
he
top.
uses a mattress to body him. Let's be real. I know it's like, oh, if this was like for adults or if it was real, if it wasn't Aang being kind. I mean, in the pilot, he saves his life because
Yeah.
he blows him off a thing that the fall would have killed him. But genuinely, people underrate airbending as like the most powerful bending technique.
Yeah.
If Aang wanted to, he could just kill Zuko.
Yeah. I'm holding back.
And like, I don't mean like adult Aang post 3 seasons Aang. I mean episode 1 Aang
Yeah.
could kill Zuko.
I'm gonna kill you.
Can you imagine? Like, I've searched my whole life for you. Just crushed.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Airbending's wild.
It is.
I'm glad that they eventually got to do some more.
It is suffocation.
It's suffocation.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. It's
Do you know
Zuko.
you know the guy who did that? What's his name?
The character?
Yeah. Do you know who Henry Rollins is? It's like a very famous punk singer.
No.
Oh, but he plays him.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
Zahir. I didn't need to Google it. I just remembered it. Zahir.
Zahir?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's played by Henry Rollins.
That's cool. He's got a great voice.
Yeah,
I
he
think
does.
he's Korra's best villain.
Yeah.
He's
Oh
like-
yeah, he's great.
Yeah. We'll talk about
We'll talk about that when we get to
talk
Korra.
about Korra. Because eventually we'll do like sequel
Yeah,
shows.
and obviously, okay, but to go back to Zuko, he's obviously the one that goes through the biggest obvious arc.
Oh yeah,
But all the elements are there. It's just set up right there.
it
just
is.
For
It's
them.
just straight away. Well, that's what I mean. And like we talked about with Katara, the strength of knowing where these characters are gonna go. The writers know what little bits to put in.
Yeah, they know what breadcrumbs for them to like the seeds to plant.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
Other
so
growing
effective.
metaphors. I don't know, man.
What? I don't have anyone.
Butter to spread.
Butter to spread.
That's not a real one.
No, that's not. That doesn't work. It's got to be something growing based.
An erection.
Okay. Let's move on. But they do, and it's so clear that they know where these characters are going because they have the ability to, because they know that they get 3 seasons.
Yeah.
So they're allowed to plan ahead.
Yeah.
And they know how to sort of introduce this character's basic ideals.
Yeah.
So that we can eventually start to shift them. And yes, the full character shift is until much later on. But throughout series 1, we see Zuko's.
I feel sort of like a criticism you could sort of fling at it is that the like the dialogue could almost seem like kind of skeletal at points, where it's kind of just like, oh, they're not directly saying the motivations, but they do say it kind of often. But I'm thinking like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean, and I agree. I can
like with the Katara, like my mom's dead, or like Zuko with his honor or something. But having these things needing to convey these things on a kid show, but still like able to like pull a satisfying arc.
Yeah, it's like
I think you do need to make certain sacrifices, and I think it still does it well a lot of the time because they're still able to do it with the characterization.
I don't think kids media is above criticism. I just think you've got to give it a different type of criticism.
Yeah.
And as much as I think it's like valid to criticize dialogue, I think you've
like...
got to remember that these were shown episodically. A kid might have just joined, and it's like they don't know who these characters are. So it's like, if they're on like trying to think of a fucking random episode, if you're on season 2, episode 3, and it's like you've just who the fuck is this? Who's Katara?
Yeah.
And it's like, why is she doing this? When my mother died, and it's like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Like, it's like sitcom rules, weirdly enough. It's like you've kind of got to keep reintroducing things.
And except they don't have the benefit of having to like return to the status quo. Yeah,
exactly. So you've got to have that development. And it's like, it kind of becomes a joke, especially like in Zuko of his like, it's my honor aspect of it all. But
but the thing is, that is like actually still paid off.
Yeah, you still get the arc. And honestly, I'm a lot less.
And also, they make fun of it itself.
Yeah.
Of this sort of like repetitious sort of dialogue that these characters sort of.
It's like obviously less so of like Katara, because I think it'd be weird if they made fun of the dead mother thing. Yeah. But like with Zuko especially, I can.
Well, they kind of do. Well, that's what the fucking play episode is.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about this fucking Emerald Isle.
Which is insane. That's such a good episode.
Yeah. Oh. Genuinely best adaptation of Avatar.
That one
best
episode.
Live action adaptation.
It literally takes everything. Like, I wonder how late on. That must have been like the second to last. I know it's like the second to last in terms of like before Citizens Common.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering like where in the production they made that. At what point they were writing that, and they were thinking like, all right, we know this too well now. We need to just exercise this out of us in this sort of self-parody.
Spoilers if you genuinely have not seen the show, although fucking it's been spoilers this whole time, so whatever.
Yeah.
I did not know Jet died until I watched that episode.
Didn't you?
No, I didn't understand that he died, because obviously like the thing happens with Jet that kills him, but like obviously it's like not an on-screen explicit death. It's like an injury that he later succumbs to. So I fucking love in that episode when Zuko's like, did Jet die? And Sokka's like, it was kind of unclear. That's like the one joke I really remember.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it's they're aware of the sort of more repetitive, jokey sides of things, and I think it's just a necessary evil in this sort of style show.
Yeah.
Also, weirdly, I say this like as a writer, and like I'm very strict on dialogue in books. A dialogue in a book can make or break for me.
Yeah.
But one aspect of dialogue I don't mind as much in like films and shows as a lot of other people is telling rather than showing.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people put an emphasis on show don't tell, Whereas sometimes, maybe I'm saying this as like a person who is undiagnosed, but
Yeah.
probably has autism.
I like understanding people's motivations.
Yeah, I like it when people are like, I'm doing this for this reason. It's like fantastic. Like, there's obviously a balance, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not saying that should be the fast rule, especially if it was like a fucking, I don't know, if in Midnight Mass, fucking Monsignor Pruitt was just
I am doing this.
I am doing this because of this and this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, no, that wouldn't have fucking worked.
But in this kind of like very fantastical, where everything is like quite heightened, it does work.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, the dialogue doesn't sound that realistic. Yeah, that book can fucking fly.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and it's not like I say that it's like I do have dialogue I don't like. Like I don't like quips. Like it depends on the context. Like obviously I like Buffy, but like I don't like quippy dialogue. Whereas this has jokes.
Yeah.
But it's like it works. The thing is with like quips and with exposition is it's all context dependent.
Yeah.
And I think in this show, the context of it being a kids show that is fantastical.
Excuse me.
That's fine. The context of it being a kids show with fantastical elements, you can give it a lot more of a pass. Like, feel free to criticize the dialogue and stuff, but the reintroduction of character motivations, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing. I think it always puts forward the character motivations and their actions.
Yeah.
Before that, and I think that is more important. And what they do with them is like is so good. Like it's very easy to forgive in my mind.
Yeah, it's like fair enough if like they went nowhere.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, Katara only constantly goes on about her mother dying, and yeah, we got fucking the Puppet Master and the Seven Raiders out of it.
Yeah.
Two of the best episodes of the show.
Yeah.
It's like, I was like, oh, Zuko is his honor, and it's like, yeah, fucking watch Zuko alone and tell me about his honor.
Yeah. Also, it's funny.
Yeah, it's just funny. Before I like go on to the other point, I was kind of hinting at past the characters.
Okay.
But I do want to ask you something. Now since I just name dropped a couple episodes, do you remember like what you would say like your favorite episode of the show was? So it's not something we ever really ask because we watch a lot of things where we kind of dropped off. This is one of the few things we've seen all of.
I have the episodes I watched most of, which was probably from book 1.
Yeah.
My favorite episode, probably one from book 2.
Yeah, just like a random one you want to shout out. Like, what if I just list some?
Sure, go nuts.
It's like Tales from Ba Sing Se.
Like,
yeah, fantastic. Zuko alone, obviously.
Yeah, that one's good. That one makes me sad though.
Oh yeah, heartbreaking. For series 1's episodes, I was thinking Warriors of Kyoshi. That's a great episode.
Yeah, that's
and obviously the one where they go to the Northern Air Temple.
Yeah,
like mainly for the ending, but like still effective. I really like the Day of Black Sun 2-parter, the Eclipse episode.
Oh yeah, that was always like a big favorite of mine.
Yeah. I mean that's a big moment at the show. Puppet Master. Yeah, I do really like the Katara focused episodes.
Yeah.
Like fucking, I've mentioned it multiple times.
She gets some of the darkest episodes.
She does. I've mentioned it multiple times. I do think, thinking about it, Southern Raiders is probably one of my favorite episodes of the show.
Yeah,
the one where she goes after the man who killed the mother.
Yeah, I think it's just like such a genius decision to make him so pathetic.
Yeah, and have her like, and it ties into the later arc of like Aang wanting to not kill Ozai.
Yeah,
having Katara not kill him, and Katara just fully be like, that wasn't out of forgiveness.
Yeah,
I'm just not stooping to that level. Shows like how much in a children's show. It shows how morality you can have the same result in something with different morals.
Yeah.
Like it's so effective. But yeah, there's so many bad
it's a cheat,
episodes.
but come on, it's like Susan's comment one is like,
oh yeah, talk about a perfect finale.
Yeah,
like I'm sure there's bits. But like on the whole,
it's a movie. It's 4 episodes.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. It's a motion picture.
It's a motion
picture. It's a good culmination of like everything they're going.
With shows,
honestly, though, probably the fucking play episode. I did really like that episode.
Yeah, that's fair.
But that only hinges on the context of
the
literally
rest
everything.
Of the show.
Yeah,
I completely understand. You know how like some shows like do get cinema releases now?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, if we ever rent out a cinema, we should watch Sozin's Comment like in cinema.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, fantastic. Anyway, yeah. Well, we talked about like a lot of aspects of the show and the characters. I wanted to read something to you.
Okay.
It's a direct quote from Wikipedia. I will be entirely honest.
Okay.
But I think it's so interesting because we kind of talked at the beginning of this episode about children's media in general.
Yeah.
And like how a lot of, this is a very mature in a sense.
Yeah, sure.
But I just wanted to talk about what Wikipedia lists as the themes of this show.
Okay.
And
oh wait, I think I saw a glance of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. List them off, baby.
the series addresses many topics really touched on in youth entertainment, including war, genocide, imperialism, colonialism, totalitarianism, gender, oppression, spirituality, and free will.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they're right.
Yeah, they
This show
do.
touches on all
It's
of those
funny when you put them in
things.
that like
Yeah.
distilled, but it is true.
It's like you're like, oh, what's this show about? Like, it's funny because I get embarrassed when I watch things at home.
Yeah.
I'm going to be entirely honest. I'm just very self-conscious about my hobbies. But like, it's like I remember my auntie bought me the Avatar Yang Chen book, and I remember her being like, "This looks weird," just because like it's like the cover is stylized.
Looks Asian.
Looks Asian. Why she got an arrow on her head? But like, it's funny 'cause it sounds like a stupid thing adults say when they have to justify they like kids media. But it's like, oh, what are you watching that cartoon for? It's actually about war and imperialism. But the problem is, you're right.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, you could play like devil's advocate and be like,
Yeah.
oh, any show about war is like about these things, but it does genuinely actually go into
It
these
does.
themes with
It
like
goes
quite a
into the
lot of
effect.
depth.
And it doesn't even like, it's not even one-sided. You get, especially in book 3, multiple like instances of learning about the Fire Nation. You meet children who grow up
Yeah,
under,
like the
their regime.
indoctrination of it all.
Yeah, and like it's so interesting. And like we live in an era of everything being called woke, and I think that genuinely the beginnings of that affected Cora. Of like, oh, she's a Mary Sue.
Yeah.
She's perfect.
She's gay.
She's gay. And yet, like, what other show? Like, there might be another kids show about like that also goes into very in-depth themes. Like, I can think of kids shows that people love that are a lot more mature for their audiences. But I mean, what other show
like
goes
Steven
into?
Universe.
I wasn't thinking Steven
Yeah, you
Universe. No.
Okay.
I was thinking Gravity Falls, but I haven't seen it.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't know. But I know that's one people like.
Okay.
But even without the whole war thing, like the discussions of free will,
Yeah.
of choice, of morality,
Yeah.
like when I say like I want my kids to watch this show in the future, it's not even just because I think it's sick as fuck and I love it. It's like there are genuinely like good lessons to learn in this show.
Genuinely.
And I think that's a lot of things people forget, like with kids media, where it's like, what's the problem with kids watching YouTube? We watched YouTube growing up. It's fine. I don't think there's
There needs to be a good
problem.
balance of mindless entertainment, because don't get me wrong, I love
some mindless
I
entertainment.
love some slap. Give me that slap. I'm a piggy.
I watch a lot of Pokemon content, and I seriously mean most of this content is made for like a younger audience on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I swear it's like my main thing where I'm just like, I just need something. And my eyes glaze over as I get told Pokemon
But
facts.
sometimes you need your vegetables. You need to eat healthy. You need
Kids
good stories.
Need to learn morals.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, kids these days are like, they have no behavior control. They have no sense of empathy. It's like, yeah, because they're not being taught it. Kids don't just like, I'm a big proponent of like hopium, I guess, for lack of a better term. Of just like believing in the best of people, for better or worse. It's something I will try and remind myself to do. That's like not just something that's naturally developed. I hate the whole idea of like humans are naturally like this. It's like, no, we learn, and kids need to learn about things. And you know, it's so interesting to like look at this show now. Yes, as an adult lens, but it's not to say that as a child I didn't understand what it was talking about.
Yeah.
Like I remember being really invested in whether or not Aang would kill Ozai.
Yeah.
Because as a child, you're given all the. You can hear Coco snoring. I don't want to wake him.
No, don't
just
wake
keep
him.
talking.
It's fine. It's just if you hear snoring.
I mean,
it's not me.
It's no better than my breathing. Or if it was my snoring.
Anyway, go on with hopium. Go on with your hopium.
I remember as a child.
Okay, cool.
I remember as a child. I was afraid you were going to do rule of threes and do it again. I remember as a child being so invested in like the morality aspects of the show, and just the idea of like teaching children that sometimes doing the right thing is difficult. Sometimes it's not what you want to do. Sometimes good people make bad decisions and bad people change. The idea of what is a good person, what is a bad person.
Yeah.
And I think this show, yes, it's mature in the sense of it talks about war and genocide, and depression,
which is awesome. I
which is
love war
awesome.
and
I love
genocide.
war. But it teaches kids. It's educational. It's an educational show in a way. If I could justify showing this show to my class, I would.
Yeah.
I don't know what the age rating is. I don't think you can show anything up PG and up without signed parental forms.
I think it's.
I'm pretty sure it's PG. Gut in. Bluey it is.
Devastated.
No, Bluey's fine.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, but it's to show this to like.
I hope this isn't getting too dated for like the current generation to appreciate it.
Sorry, you finish.
No, basically done.
Yeah,
like in terms of like it's like.
But that's what I was gonna say.
Aesthetic appeal.
For in a weird way, that's the one thing I can kind of give.
Which is
grace.
like such a shallow thing to like think about. It's like, oh yeah, but like these, but when you're a kid and you see something that's like kind of mildly old, a natural instinct is to kind of be put off.
It's interesting because I'm so sorry. I'm very conscious of the fact I constantly cut you off.
You can't.
I know. But we talked about this in like, I think maybe the Christmas episode, one of the recent episodes, maybe Twin Peaks, or just like 4x3.
Yeah.
And like I was actually kind of shocked when I watched the show, and I was like, oh shit, it's in 4x3. I do not remember that.
It's 2005.
But I suppose as a kid, we didn't think about it.
No, it fit the screen.
Like, yeah, it fit our TVs. So it makes sense that we kind of wouldn't notice. But yeah, if you put it on for a kid now, they might be like, why does it look like this? But I think one piece of grace I can give the live action series, not in the sense of I still
do you
don't
think
want
it'll
it
introduce them
exists.
to it?
No, only because I actually think it's kind of designed in a weird way
To replace it?
Not to replace it, but the problem with these adaptations is who do they appeal to? They appeal to the people who've already seen it.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it might introduce new kids to it, but chances are those kids are watching it because like their parents are watching it or something.
Yeah.
Like, what 10-year-old is going on Netflix and picking Avatar?
Yeah.
They're probably still picking cartoons.
Or
like
Game.
Yeah, weirdly. Yeah, kids love horror.
Yeah.
So I genuinely, because I think this was on Netflix for a while. I don't know if it still is. Makes sense if it is.
I mean, the adaptation's on Netflix.
So like,
I mean, it's owned by Paramount because Nickelodeon is.
Yeah, so I'm not sure now.
I don't know,
like,
maybe they rent it out.
Maybe, but like, I'd much rather if this had like another big push of like just being on streaming, and being very accessible.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad I got the Blu-rays when I was back big in my rewatch during COVID, and I love them to bits. But like, the idea of, because like kids TV is still going on, but it's also in a way basically dead.
Yeah.
Like most kids like entertainment's online, or even just like YouTube channels. I don't know. I think there isn't an official Avatar YouTube channel. I don't know what they upload.
Yeah.
But like lots of old kids shows just like have the episodes online. Yeah. Like, I think this could benefit.
Nickelodeon, we want to be on your marketing to push forward the next generation of Avatar lovers.
Yeah, genuinely, because as much as I am an adult who loves Avatar, as are you, as are many people. But in the same way of like, it's like, okay, if the new movie comes out and it's good, that's great. We get more of the thing we love. I am happy with what we got as adults, and we got to grow up with that. I would much rather something be made that could be made for new kids and not for the fans who already have the content. It's like kind of the same with Doctor Who in a weird way.
Yeah.
I love Doctor Who. I will always watch Doctor Who. But like, I'd much rather something be made that is accessible to not a new audience in the sense of literally people who've never seen the show before, but just accessible to kids and entertaining. I
agree.
A big proponent of kids media should be better. Because everyone loves fucking complaining about kids, but no one seems to fucking do anything about it.
It's because kids are an easy target. What are they going to do? The kids are going to slap back?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Kids are an oppressed class, and I'm dead serious.
Yeah,
but anyway. Of course we'd greenlight this. I genuinely might watch another episode when we're done recording. Yeah. It's fantastic. It's like one of the best shows of all time.
Yeah.
It's a shame that...
I had such a hard emotional reaction to coming back to this.
Yeah, genuinely. This show makes me cry.
It does.
Much. It does.
Even just... Not even like specific moments now. I hear the music. I see some of the scenes. I see some paintings of it, and I'm just like, oh my god!
It's so beautiful.
It's a beautiful work of art.
It is a beautiful work of art. And I couldn't find the exact views for the episode, but they averaged around 1.1 million.
It's pretty good for Nickelodeon, isn't
Yeah,
it?
pretty good. That's the thing. It's like it sounds low, but it's like it's a kids' cartoon on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Like it was like the most watched thing at the time
Mm.
on Nick. I do have the reception, so yeah, it was the highest rated animated series for kids at the time. Genuinely, probably is still up there,
Yeah.
and it won a
I
fuck
mean,
ton
what's
of
gonna
awards.
what's gonna use it? But
Genuinely, like maybe Bluey, maybe
maybe.
a Cartoon Network show.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's probably still up there. If you Googled best kids animated show, like best kids cartoon of all time, I'm curious now. Actually, I'm gonna literally do this rather than talking about my arse. Talking about
that
my
Ladybug show. That's apparently pretty good.
Yeah. Best best cartoon of all time. I'm not going for AI. Maybe I should because the AI says Avatar.
Yeah, but that's like biased towards you.
Yeah, it's probably
As a
searched
man.
my
Who's
thing.
God given it?
Well, yeah, it's like on every list I'm looking at, Avatar is on there. Like, I think according to like,
But yeah.
IMDb 100 greatest cartoons of all time. But this is based on. What is this based on? I don't know actually. Batman, Samurai Jack, Avatar. It's number 3. But it has a higher star rating than Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack's fine.
Yeah, I'm just confused by this list. Maybe this is a personal list. But like, I mean, Avatar has a higher star rating than Batman the Animated Series.
Batman's great as well.
Yeah.
But that one's way more episodic. It has
Yeah.
individually probably better episodes. However, it's not as like an overarching.
Yeah, I think it's like we're not this comparison is silly in a way, but it just goes to show like, yeah, no, this is like one of the best cartoons of all time.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I'll say it's right. Like,
It's alright.
yeah, it's pretty good. It's decent.
You go.
So yeah,
Yeah, this is great. I was so happy to come back to this actually.
yeah, me too. And it's just what we would need right now.
Yeah.
You know, you're recovering from your surgery.
I am.
I had a mental breakdown like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These timelines are fucked, man.
Yeah. Hopefully I don't have another mental breakdown now that I've kind of fucked the timeline a little bit with this.
Yeah. You've displaced everything.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Legit, had a mental breakdown, went home, watched Avatar. Great sequence of events. Cured me.
Oh, no. Any final thoughts?
I'm gonna watch more Avatar, and it's like, oh, sorry Buffy, sorry Lost, sorry the shows that I was like, I'm gonna watch this for the first time. I crave my familiar kids cartoon.
I get what you mean.
And also I can listen to Dante Basco's podcast.
Yeah.
I love a rewatch podcast,
Yeah.
even though I'm behind on them all.
Yeah. But those are like new ones.
Yeah, it's ones where it's like, I love. This is weirdly meta. I love podcasts, but I love finding a new podcast I like.
I get what you mean.
I love I have.
It's like, it's
a
fun
couple,
playing games,
yeah.
but it's also, you know, it's fun
Yeah.
finding a new game.
Exactly. I have a lot of I have like 4 podcasts of 4, but mainly free. Like, because one of them is like Smash Read Reddit Stories, which technically is a podcast, but like, I wouldn't count it.
Okay.
I have 3 podcasts I have like followed for years, and like I love them, but also sometimes waiting week to week, it is just kind of like, I just want to have something on. So I love it when I'm like, oh, a new podcast I'm enjoying, and it's got like 400 episodes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's what we're doing for you.
That
Listen to our old episodes.
I do. I listened to the Walking Dead one the other day before it aired.
Yeah.
Mainly because I needed like stuff for the Instagram. But, you know,
Okay.
I'm gonna start like forcing things in I think would be funny to put on socials.
Oh yeah.
So
You're
like,
gonna start forcing bits.
I'm gonna start forcing
Alright.
bits. I'm gonna like pre-write my bits.
You're gonna come with a script. I slightly go off and you're just like, no.
Please no.
Do you think we got any good ones on this one? I think we were too sincere.
Honestly,
on this one.
we were very sincere and we were very on topic.
Yeah. I don't know. The beginning was kind of funny, where we talked about the Rizzler.
Yeah, because I didn't know we were recording. I don't know how much that'll stay in.
Oh, the Wendy Williams bit. That'd be good.
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty good. We'll see. This is too meta now.
Yeah. It's true.
Any final thoughts?
No. I didn't talk about the sound design. I think it's just like this will be like 5 seconds. With like animated shows specifically, the sound design plays such a key role in the characterization of the entire show. It's like a really like foundational element that I really appreciate in this.
Well, do you know how they did the Folly?
Well, they do like all Folly.
Well, Yes, in a way, but like what I mean is essentially the guy who did the sound design. I think I've got it written down. Let me see if I can find it. He was like 24 at the time.
Oh damn, man!
Bullshit.
Don't
I know.
don't say ages at me
I
anymore.
know.
I'm gonna
I'm
kill myself.
sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, at least you're still technically 26, even though the timeline's fucked.
Well, the timeline's fucked.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. So you
know.
know. Where is it? I didn't write his name down. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
But he was saying about how like most of the time sound effects like say like fire would come on a disc, like you get, which I thought was funny because you have a sound effects
I
disc.
do.
They didn't use those because
Oh yeah,
it was
they
too
use like
specific.
their voices.
Yeah,
and
they
stuff.
like created their own sound effects, which
Yeah.
I just thought was really interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, another note I've got on that same behind the scenes thing I watched was the creators filmed themselves as animation references.
Yeah, I said that earlier.
Yeah, you mentioned that. But I feel like I just want to.
Oh, like specifically Mike and Brian did.
Yeah. Just I think that's really
they
cool.
had like a bunch of the actual footage on the
Yeah,
DVD,
it's really
so that
cute.
was cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool, especially when they're using their face as well for reference. It's just like, oh yeah, you can see exactly where they pulled that off. That's
exactly.
great.
It's really good. And just another.
But later on, the more we talk about cartoons, the more I'm going to mention like the soundscapes of them are so integral to like the overall mood and atmosphere of them. It's like it's wonderful, and they knocked out the park with this one, obviously.
Yeah, because cartoons definitely have more of a like.
It's less. It's more abstracted than say than like a live action show, which is like it's incredibly based in reality. With a kids show, you can get pretty fucking zany with like the sound effects,
like Johnny Test with a whip sound.
Yeah, exactly. Or like which I'm very excited to speak is I love the sound design in SpongeBob.
Yeah,
it's genuinely like incredible. So that'll be fun.
So obviously we just talked about Avatar. Next week we're going to be talking about Rugrats. And just to give you a rundown of the next couple weeks for this season, so we're going to do in Rugrats, then we're going to do Ren and Stimpy, then Fairly Odd Parents, and we're going to end on SpongeBob for New Year's.
For New Year's.
It's going to be New Year's.
For New Year's. New Year's, new us.
New Year's, new us. We'll talk about New Year's resolutions and SpongeBob.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, that's a couple weeks away for you, and like 3 months away for us.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah. If hopefully Viv's surgery went well, otherwise maybe this will be like an in memoriam. Can you imagine?
I died. Oh no.
Jaw too snatched.
Would you still hear these?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'd be really sad about it. Maybe I'd still.
Would you record a clip like, okay, I'm gonna record this in case I do die. Okay. Hi, my name's Viv. I'm currently dead, but Joe is continuing to publish these episodes in memoriam at my request. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. Like and subscribe and follow the socials. Joe will continue this for the rest of his life as per my request to him.
What if I died?
I'll just quit. I'm busy.
Okay, fair. You can start your other podcast.
Yeah, I'll start the other one with Garen.
Yeah.
My videos nasty ones.
You go like the second I'm dead.
Just like immediately. All right, so Joe's gone, so we just like we started this one up.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you.
All right.
There'll
be a little grieving period.
Like a week.
How long would you be satisfied for a grieving period? Now, be honest.
That's the thing. I wouldn't want you to like rot. Like a month.
A month? That seems a little short.
I don't know.
Grieving takes a long time.
Yeah, it's a fucking heartbreaking thing in Next to Normal, that musical I like.
Oh yeah.
There's a heartbreaking line in that where it's like, according to like science journals, grief that lasts past 6 months is pathological.
Damn.
And it's just like, yeah.
Okay, so you're setting it at 6 months.
Yeah,
otherwise it's pathological.
Yeah, okay, you get 6 months to grieve me.
All right.
If you're not over me by then, sort yourself out.
Sort myself the fuck out. Gotcha. Yeah. I've a pretty short memory, so.
Well, you're just gonna forget me.
It's for my benefit.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll just abuse substances until you're just a figment of my imagination. How about that? Until you're a force ghost, and then you just tell me, Viv, you need to stop, and then I find Jesus.
That's completely fair. Sorry, it's not just that I'm laughing at. You know how I like. You might think I'm insane.
Okay, go for it.
Quite up there even for me.
Yeah.
You know how I'm like.
Yeah.
Very like in my head.
The universe, kind of, Joe cinematic universe. Yeah.
I make up for the audience if I keep this in, although this is quite exposing a lot about myself.
Go for it.
My brain is really active, like probably to the point where I probably need like medical intervention.
You need sedation.
I just got constant thoughts though. That sounds mad because like, oh, everyone does, but I mean like, I think about fucking every possibility of everything, and not in a cool way of like, oh, I
like
think
Sherlock.
about all things that happen, not in a Sherlock way, in a way of just like, Viv and Garen said the other day of like, oh, we've got a surprise for you, and I was literally like, they've got surprise, they've both got tattoos, they've both got this. I was like, what could it be? Is everything, but like to an obsessive level. So one thing I do when I am by myself,
I think this is
and
good
I'm
for you
bored,
to get
is
this out.
I construct narratives in my head. I've got one genuine, like, years long one of my friends in a Dragon Ball universe scenario, which this isn't what I'm going to go into.
Have you got another one? Have you got a different one?
Kind of. No, not like a grand thing. This is insane.
Okay.
I genuinely mean,
Go for it. I'm excited.
I'm
I'm excited.
I like letting my emotions out. I
Yeah.
like kind of making myself cry sometimes
Yeah.
to let it out.
Oh wait,
because
I think you've told me about this once.
Maybe I have. To like let myself feel, because sometimes I don't feel justified feeling my own emotions in a real context, so I have to make up an even more tragic context.
Oh, it's just the one where like one of us dies or something?
Yeah. So I sometimes, in my head, while listening to like sad music, often from a musical, imagine a scenario where friends or loved ones are dead, so that I can cry and let it out. But it's kind of expanded to like the men in my family often live longer than the women, and I kind of think of like the future of like me grieving you. and like the idea of I'm just like, she was so beautiful, I loved her, and like she was the love of my life.
I'm dead.
And like we've lived a full life together. But like I have like backstory where I'm like, I love the idea of like being old with you, and you just coming over my house, and I'm like my grandfather. I can't get out of my chair,
Yeah.
and you're just like, you're still alive. You're not dead yet. It's like, oh, this bitch. Like I wish I could forget her. And like just shitting on each other.
Hell yeah.
But then like the grief of losing you.
I'd like to think though that you've ran this simulation in your mind so often that if I died like next week,
I'd be like,
you'd be fine. Because it's just like I've been preparing.
Everyone's like, we're at your funeral. Everyone's like, oh, are you?
It was so unexpected.
Yeah, are you okay? You seem like weirdly chill.
It's like the simulations.
She's died like 10 times. Like I know this might sound insane, but I find it quite cathartic.
Oh yeah.
And maybe it's not good for me mentally. I feel like it's a benefit.
Hey, listen, man. I think there are worse mental exercises.
Yeah.
I'm glad we have it on record.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? It's true.
Yeah.
It's a thing I do fairly often.
How often?
Not like weekly, but like maybe every like one, like one or twice a month, maybe.
Once or twice a month.
Depends how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a bad month, you do it more.
Sometimes. Maybe if I'm just under a lot of stress.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. I'm also like very cinematic with like music. When I listen to music, I've kind of got like a visual in my head about it.
Oh, yeah.
So I grew up on musicals. So of course I got to kind of construct a narrative around it.
Yeah.
So I kind of got to justify the song existing. But yeah, also I don't know. It's just a thing I've done for fucking years. I don't remember when it started. Like I know when my Dragon Ball one started, kind of when we were like in high school.
I want to put you on. I want to put you on speed so I can make these hallucinations go even more insane.
Oh God, no!
You just like you think, or like you on cocaine.
I used to not do drugs because of the moral standpoint of like I was afraid to break the law, and also like the health implications. Now it's genuinely just like I fear what I would be like on drugs.
I think you'd be unstoppable. I want to see the novel you would write in 24 hours on cocaine. I genuinely think it would be like The Lord of the Rings.
That's very kind of you, and also I'm not even going to disagree, because I do think that I'm my own
You have that in you.
I'm my own worst enemy. I'm the
Yeah.
one who limits myself.
Honestly.
Yeah, so fuck it. Maybe.
It's like someone who doesn't write to themselves.
Yeah.
You're holding yourself back.
You're gonna like sneak cocaine into my tea one day or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. That was a great like extra 15, 20 minutes of
Yeah.
just content. So there you go.
There you go.
There's your bonus.
If you choose to keep that in,
I might do it.
listen back to it. That was
quite
very funny.
It's quite funny, so I might
Okay.
do. We'll see. But anyway, thanks for listening. We got socials. It's so weird to like jump back to normal
Yeah.
podding after that. We got socials. If one of us does die, they'll probably be announced on them first.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on them.
It's
Just
my family doesn't know. It's just like on First Time Flyers R.I.P.
you know, if Gary did the birthday
Oh,
posts.
yeah.
It's just that, but
R.I.P. We should request those
Okay, we should get Garrett to make them just in case.
just in case.
Yeah, because he's not going to want to make one
And
after
then
they're dead.
introducing. Then we have the next person.
The new person.
Yeah.
That'd be posted immediately.
They're
after
like
each
one
other.
after the other.
Yeah, same day, same minute.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, follow us on.
Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, First Time Flyers Podcast.
Also, Pod One Out Studios.
Our
on
Possible Out Studios on YouTube. We've got another podcast with Garen, All the Hail the King. We talk about Stephen King things. If you also have insane delusions that you like,
If you are
construct
mentally
yourself,
unwell,
tell me about them.
Yeah.
Email me. I'm desperate for someone to email me. I just want a pen pal, I think.
yeah.
Be my pen. No, that's power dynamics. Never mind, actually, no. Email, but I will not respond via email.
Email and I'll ignore them.
Yeah, I'll read them on here.
Oh yeah, that's not a power dynamic difference, is it?
But it's like, I don't know. Okay. Please email. Tell me about your delusions.
Yeah.
Or if you watch Avatar. Or both.
Tell us about your delusions with Avatar.
Yeah.
And which kind of bender you'd be.
Oh, yeah. If you're our friends.
If we're like
our
20
IRL
episodes in the
friends-
future, and then we just read like we're on like, I don't know, the fucking Columbo episode, and just like, hi, I'm Daniel. I think I'd be an Earthbender. That'd be cool. So
I love the idea of that, yeah. Because like I know some podcasts that like retroactively edit it in, but we can't do that.
Yeah,
at
we
this
can't
point.
do
Like,
that.
also, I just can't be asked.
Yeah, no, we're too
Like,
lazy.
I edit these things. I put a lot of effort into editing them in a weird way, and sometimes in a weird way.
Sometimes.
In a weird way, in my own way, I put a lot
Yeah.
of effort into.
Oh
editing
yeah,
them.
yeah. No, you do.
Yeah.
I'll give you
But
credit.
like I, once they're out, they're out.
They're out.
So email us.
It's better than George Lucasing them like every couple of years.
Yeah.
Just like,
So email us.
okay, bye.
Talking about Rugrats next week.
Thank you for classic. Thank you for listening. We hope you have a